Don't Game Over by CLDC8 Participator. I like it. It's simple. Life Farm or Infinite Lives, please. No one wants to game over. When you're currently playing, but playing for multiple days? Oh my. Carol music. Bowser's 2 Hideout. I played that a million years ago. Okay, don't game over. You must complete 5 rooms in order to beat the level. You have 10 attempts. Enter the pipe to begin. Oh, it's one of these. And pizza time. Alright. Oh god, he jumps high. I'm not used to that. Oh, there's my 1 attempt. Oh wait, what? Oh no. Is this what this is, really? So what I thought this was going to be was one of those levels where, like, you have to beat 5 out of 10 rooms or something. I'm already... Maybe we'll punt this for the moment. Well, I'll game over once. We'll see what happens. A gauntlet. I don't love gauntlets. I mean, basically, the gamble here would be that, like, it's 10... Or wait, no. It's 1 a.m. I'm not on the world's, like, worst sleep schedule. Wait, what? What is this fish? In no universe has this been how Boss Bass has ever behaved to me. But, yes, like, what are you... Like, brand new weirdness. Oh, I got it. There's an infinite lives mode. I might be looking into that, if for no other reason than to practice. Let's see what happens when I game over, because I'm about to. I haven't seen much at all. Because I have very little interest in doing a gauntlet. Like, just period. I don't like them. Like, the idea of, oh yes, it's fantastic, you get to do everything you just did, but overall, again, every single time you get to the 4th room, oh, you just die and you get to do it again. Not my favorite. Alright, so how does this work then? Is there a way to change this? Let's poke around the world map. Nope. What if I don't want to enter the pipe? Yeah, okay. Noob Moon gives unlimited lives. Please try playing levels intended first. Your newbie status will be displayed on the status bar. I can live with that. Master Moon allows no failure, unlocks absolutely nothing at the end. What a time waste. Your master status will be displayed on the status bar. Room Select requires a non-newbie clear, of course. Green coins decide the area number 1 through 8. Gray coins decide the room number 1 through 4. Of a total of 32 rooms? I don't know if I want to do this. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's a different room. Okay, well... And it's in random order. Okay. That's what this is. That's what this is. I mean, while I appreciate the intent, like, I don't want to do a long-ass gauntlet where I get punished every single time I lose 10 lives and have to learn a new room. Like, I'm just not interested in doing that. Like, period. Like, in general, I like to try to be nice about authorial intent, but, like, no, I don't want to do that. And it's made clear there's 4 different rooms, of which appear to be at least length 8, judging by that. I'm surprised the room clear thing requires a non-noob clear, because, like, I'd want to be able to go practice rooms to do a non-noob clear, right? Like, that's the reason I'd want the level select, would be to practice shit. And that's not what's on offer here. It's quite literally like, well, yeah, if you want to get better at the thing you've already beaten. I guess for the master mode reasons. But yeah, not terribly interested in that. Like, basically, I would need to spend a non-trivial amount of time learning each room. And I don't even know how long they all are each yet, right? Are there... Well, yeah... Yeah, same room as the last is a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wanted to see what's on offer here before I get more exasperated about it. I think, especially having done the balls level, I am not interested in grinding out a large amount of this right now. Which is irritating, because it makes my life harder down the road. If you keep doing... Yeah! Sometimes you need to learn. It requires repetition, Fries. Ow. I mean, this does make me have a pretty good guess about who this might be. Just as because of well-respected Gauntlet enjoyers. But also, like... No. Like, at least it doesn't eat my quarters every time I have to try again. It's got that going for it. Room selection would be nice. It's there! I'm just not allowed to use it. Because they need a non-noob clear first, apparently. That's why Raiko knows it's always doing up bad and so sometimes it works out. Other times it doesn't. Like... Green coins aside area number, gray coins aside room number. Yeah. Huh. Maybe I don't understand this yet. So there's... I thought this was basically a 5-room RNG castle. That's not what this is it? It's suddenly dawning on me that's probably not what it is, and this is something more terrifying. I also love the complete lack of power-ups. So far, I'm liking this better than either of the other 2 rooms I've seen. Even with the eerie spawner. Or perhaps they are not eerie spawned, but they're doing something. There's a dragon coin? There are dragon coins in this. Of course there's dragon coins in this. Well, I wanted to go there anyway. Oh, of course. Well, at least these aren't red ones. Oh, I should have just walked off. I want to do a regrab. Of the rooms I've seen so far, this is the one I hate the least. Yeah, no power-ups. Just... You get a checkpoint at some point. Ow. I'm trying to decide if those are respawning or if are in fact eerie spawners doing this. it comes to the looping ones, and I... Wait, is it just literally the same two areas? I think it might actually... No, they change. Speaking of being patient in cycles. Yeah... One of the beautiful things, though, is I'm not remotely bound by authorial intent. Yeah, that's just a fall off. That interaction was interesting, and I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. Oh, I beat one of them. Cool. That one's not bad. Oh no, why would you do that? And they're red. Of course they're red. Yeah, my interest in doing this is rapidly dropping. Mostly because I hate these blocks. I really, truly hate these blocks. Right, they're red. So I guess the one issue with noob mode is it really locks you into a specific room set. How do you know? You don't understand how this level works? You've never seen this room? Man in Melancholy, Thousand Stars. Oh, that's cool. Well, here's my theory. There are a lot of rooms. And whenever you enter a door, you have a chance for getting some number of any given room. They did say 4 areas and 8 rooms per area, right? That's what that says. Let's see, what exactly did it say again? Because this is really important information. Green coins decide the area number, 1 through 8. Gray coins decide the room number. So basically, I've guessed that there's like SMB1 the area, and other types of general groupings, and there's 8 of them, and each one has 4 effing room numbers. It's not screen numbers, as I might have anticipated. It's an actual thing. So what we have here is what? 8 times 4, 32. Yeah, 32 rooms it says right there. So there's 32 different rooms I could go to through my passage where I need to complete 5. That's a lot of possible things, and I definitely need to see them to judge this. But that just a lot of stuff. Like, quantity versus quantity and all this, right? Like, I'd rather play 1 or 2 rooms that have a very specific, interesting chocolate mechanic, as opposed to 32, where it's basically SMW. So many levels are in SMB1. Hey, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Alright, well, we'll do one more and take a look at what it is. Alright, this... Yeah, see? Okay, so we have another one that's underground, big mode, or whatever we want to call this specific area set. So yeah, that's all makes sense. This is just a lot to ask. I don't want to do this as it's described right now to me. Because there's like a million projectiles. And, like, I'm not excited by this concept, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is much more quantity over quality as far as I'm concerned presently. Like, I haven't seen any level here that's made me go, wow, I love this! I want to do this for the next 6 hours! So far, I've seen mostly sprites that I find very annoying. Like, seriously, I don't want to do this. At least not at this hour. Like, that's the length of, like, a hack jam thing, in all honesty. And I'm just not convinced that unless this is, like, someone who is really damn good, that each of these is gonna be a winner. Especially with that happening to me. See any of the 32 rooms as room 1, you're less convinced that's the case? Maybe. I mean, it could also just be the case that, like, there's bad luck afoot. Yeah. I don't like that room. Like, so far, I haven't seen anything that made me say, wow, I love this concept. I really want to spend the time and engage with it. Like, I have not seen something. If the first level I'd seen made me, like, drop my jaw and say, wow, this is cool, I would feel better about this. But, like, the overall gimmick is I'm playing a really annoying arcade game. That's how I feel about this presently. Maybe there will... It's a water level. And we have tides. I know how these tides work. They're okay. Like, maybe my mind will be changed eventually, but right now I'm just not certain. Okay, so I can completely stop by swimming. Not completely, but close enough to completely. I think it would be cool if I could see the room designators. At least I could say I liked room blank blank as opposed to saying I liked the room that was full of fish. But yeah, this is one I might just need to spend more time with, and maybe I'll come around to its way of thinking, but right now I'm not enthused. And there's dragon coins. I always appreciate dragon coins, at least. Okay, it's going right word. Oh, no, wait, I didn't want to swim. Okay. I'm just... What did it say in the rules? Like, a normal person should be able to complete this within 20 minutes or something? I guess maybe a normal person could. One of the easier ones? It doesn't surprise me. Like, it seems like the setups here are pretty reasonable for what they are, as long as I don't keep running into fish. I'm still thinking about this one. I don't know. This is definitely one I'm going to punt for a while, I think. But I'm also not enthralled with this as, like, a thing to do. Certainly, you can always retort to this, get good, Pat, but, like... Judge's time is mildly valuable. We are people. We have things we need to do in our lives other than this. And honestly, I do think there's value to showing up, impressing me, dropping the mic, and leaving. Like, there's value in that. Whereas, like, play the arcade version of Mario Bros. Is not really something that is impressing me, I'm gonna say that much. If I want to go play Mario Bros. Versus, I know where to find one. There's at least one in Seattle. I know where it is. I could go there and play it. But if I'm gonna go there, I'd rather go play Black Knight. Or Whitewater. They got Whitewater. And of course, I think it's all subject to the spot with that being open. Okay, I messed that up. Should not exceed 5 minutes. Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't. Of course, learning that far takes a while, but... They dropped that rule, I think, for last... Was it OLDC or VLDC? And we got that ridiculously sized gauntlet level. Which was funny, and I was glad that I wasn't judging. So again, I don't think we should be encouraging people like that. But it's one of those things where it'll be borne out in the score, I imagine. Or maybe some of the judges are real sickos and love this shit. I don't know. But, like, part of what I like about these things, I want to see everything, and this is going to be very difficult to do. Mario Brothers Arcade has new stuff that seems interesting. Huh. That could be. We're real, we're humans. Did the person expect every judge to be perfect? Probably not. Long cave, thank you. I don't imagine it'll get DQ'd. Like, I'll grant it, it's an interesting concept. Just one that, when it shows up like this at 1 a.m., is just not where I want to be with my life. Like, the 5-minute perfect clear thing's kind of reasonable. I just... Like, certainly there's been enough things where I've judged the contest where I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I'd say Memo B was probably the closest I've ever gotten to just, like, saying, no, I just don't even want to play this. And Memo B was just exhausting. And it had a similar ethos where, like, haha, I'm not going to be able to use the tools you usually use to be able to beat this gauntlet, such as, you know, learning the stuff you need to learn, because, you know, you're dealing with 32 different things you may need to learn. And they're random, so have a good time. And they're relatively long for this kind of thing. And that's an annoying little buggery right there. Alright, let's see if I can at least line it up. Hey, cool, I beat a room. And now I'm underwater and Phanto's chasing me. I have my guess about who made this. I think it's the gimmicks, cool gimmicks guy, maybe. But yeah, I just can't imagine being 4 rooms in, coming across this and being excited that I get to do this again and try again with a completely different set of rooms. I just cannot imagine myself being excited about this. I don't even like Phanto at the best of times, man. I mean, I would maybe agree if I thought there was some way to win lives back. I think there's a version of this that exists that's probably kind of fun and good. And I think that's probably the one that's in Maddie's third hack, whose name I've forgotten. And it's the bit at the very end where, like, you have limited lives in a Kaizo context and have to do, like, 100 rooms or something. And you can win more lives by getting the moon in each of those. And that's cool, and that makes it an interesting concept. A more interesting concept than this, I think. Whereas this just seems like I built a bunch of stuff, have fun. Eh. 100 rooms of enemies? Yeah, that too. That's right. Coins also allow? I don't know how many coins I have, so we will never know. I'll give one more room a try, but otherwise I think I'm burned out for this for today. Oh look, it's fucking Phanto again. Oh, 100 rooms? Okay, fair. I wonder if the... Oh, hello. I hate these things. Their lives are good in the sense they can make you build consistency. How could I build consistency in this? Like, I don't think you're wrong, but, like, it really depends upon the framework around it. Like, especially in arcade games, I don't mind losing lives. Like, it happens. And lives are a limiting factor. They prevent you from playing further. That's fine in my book. Okay, that's not a carryable one. But, like, I feel if you're gonna go arcadey, you should go full bore into it. and make it really arcadey and give me like a value for getting points or something. Like there's a concept here that feels like there's a good idea. I just don't think this is it. Would roguelikes be good at the now? Roguelikes have different mechanics, really, and you can actually apply the differences. It's building up a knowledge base. I suppose you have a point about the similarity here. A similarity. Wait, hold up. Is that what I think it is? No, I don't think it's cut off. Never mind. It's gonna reject the entire contest because of that. Arcade games having to continue, which a lot of arcade games do to eat your quarter, but at least you can continue if you want. It's true. This doesn't have that. It's compelling in a way, but also just makes me exhausted. I think that's really what it's at. Alright, we'll do one more room, one more try, like my gut instinct says this is a person who's put things together but doesn't write a lot of their own ASM is really what I'm kind of looking at here, I think. Because I feel like that... Oh, of course, they're killer thwomps. Why wouldn't they be normal thwomps? Let me guess, these are... Yeah, of course, these are killer too, so I have to jump through the middle of them. Like, why? It's weird, but, like, I think I'd rather play a Yolpi level. Actually, you know what? That wouldn't surprise me, maybe, if this was Yolpi. Ah. Ah. No. Or Donut Under. Maybe. A Donut knows a fair bit of ASM. I think Underway does too, if that's what you're referencing, but maybe. But like... Really boring with Infinite Lives. How would the Sonic games have any difficulty at Infinite Lives, even no SMW? But the difficulty of those games is not arrayed like this. I think that's the kind of the key thing, though, is if you're gonna have Infinite Lives, or not have Infinite Lives. And to be fair, like, Mario does have Infinite Lives. Like, sure, you have to save, but you always have the option of going and saving if you really feel the need to. Like, SMW effectively has Infinite Lives, especially once you learn one of, like, the 3 or 4 spots where you can really just farm lives. Like, I don't think SMW is a really good example of something where there's tension because of lives. No. Sonic, maybe, but I think Sonic is trying to encourage you to play the... or trying to encourage you to get the Chaos Emeralds to get continues. I think that's a fairer point in my mind, at least. But, like, also, Sonic does have infinite lives? Like, at least Sonic 3 did. You could always continue from where you from the last level you beat. So, like, as long as you beat Angel Island, you could move on to Hydrocity every single time. So, like, sure, but, like, that's not how any of the games actually play. SMB1, sure, SMB2, sure, but, like, I think they kind of got rid of that idea by the time we got to the 16-bit consoles. And removed a lot more of the arcade DNA that was in these games. Mario 64 technically has lives, but, like, who cares? In general, if you're playing that game more or less correct and going through in one go, like, you'll end up with more lives than you need. Maybe Sunshine, but, like, also Sunshine throws lives at you to, like, apologize occasionally. Like, I just gotta think of a modern-ish game. Like, we move into the 16-bit era where, like, lives are really adding to the tension of what you're doing in a positive way. Because most of the time they give you a way out. DKC, none of those games kind of do that. There's moments in, I guess, DKC 2, or maybe 1, where, like, there's a specific world you end up in and you don't have enough lives to really make a meaningful difference sometimes. And you have no ability to save. But, like, that's few and far between, in all honesty. I just start Act 1, sure. But it's Act 1 of 2. Like, Sonic levels aren't that long. It's very different than starting at the very beginning and going all the way through again. You know, SMB1 style or anything of that other like. And SMB1 and SMB2 had warps. So, like, you could do that and get back to where you were reasonably quickly if you knew what you were doing. DKC1 is what you think about with meaningful lives? Like, again, I don't think it has meaningful lives. Like, you can easily just, like, get more. And, like, it was what? The transition to the forest area, I think, was the only one where there wasn't a save within the first 2 levels. Maybe the ice area. I think the ice area had some tension about difficult levels, but it was always like that one spot before you could save. That was the only time there was ever the tension in that game. Yeah, the ice world. Okay, fine. That's fair. We're on the same wavelength. DKC2 was rough with lives. I guess I thought that you generally get enough lives in DKC2, but I've played DKC2 so many times now, I don't really have any impression of how the original would go for people. Like, and there's a lot of sources of lives in there. You can always revisit levels. You can always go get more. When you were a kid, your mom bought Sonic 2 on a virtual console for the Wii. Kept playing it, lost all your lives, had to restart the whole thing. Yeah, Sonic 2 didn't have save RAM. Sonic 1 doesn't have save RAM. But, like, we're looking at the later games here, right? These have save RAM. And I guess there were level select codes. People probably didn't know much about those. Anyway, I think what we'll probably do is just have to come back to this later, because there's no way I'm beating this now. It's just too much. And I'll at least give it the old college try, but at some point I'm probably just going to put on noob mode just because I don't want to do that. But it also is mildly irritating that I won't be able to see the whole thing unless I beat it legitimately. By the game standard, I could just turn on Always Cape and fly through it. Like, I have that option. Or I can change the number of lives I have unless they've changed the address. So, like, I can cheat this if I want. I'm just not convinced I do yet. I'm not really... I just don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, resuming from where we last left off, having made no actual progress. Oh, hello. What's up, the Busby? Oh, you got me. You got me good. That was perfect timing. Thank you for the raid. What are you up to? How was the stream? Hope it was fun. I'm in 11 purgatory, which does not make me a terribly happy man, but we'll see. The basic idea with this one, I need to beat 5 rooms in 10 lives. So far, this one... Oh, goodness. I didn't realize that was solid, despite having hugged several solid walls so far. Also, hi, Daiza. Your message got somebody confused with the raid. Oh, come on now. Anyway, what's up, Nutmeg's Nails? More elephants, got checkpoint. Nice. Gonna head out. A few minutes, good luck. Showing you a new video premiering tomorrow. Oh, nice. Is that the one you gave me the script to? Because I read through it once, was going to give some feedback, and then completely spaced, which is not ideal. Had a busy, let's say a busy weekend. It's not entirely the exact truth, but it's close enough. Oh, not these things. 1, 2... 1, 2? Usually those do 1, 2, 3. Different video? Okay, cool. Yeah, I will still go and try to give some feedback then, because it might work. I'll be looking forward to seeing that one. Oh. Bezos. Anyway, the central conceit of this is that once I lose all 10 lives, I'm going to have to start over with a different room set every single time. And I'm a moron. And there's no power-ups at all. It's here's a gauntlet level, have fun. I'm still not sure about this one. And I've yet to really see anything that's making me think that this isn't, like, quantity over quality, really. Because, like, I don't really want to learn that many levels. Ow. One you're deliberately waiting before you? Okay, cool. And I will actually get some notes, some things written up. There was only one real thing that came to mind immediately, but yeah. tried that. Top nostalgia points for the on-screen chat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wrote that several years ago. It's actually secretly not a Visual Basic application, sadly. It's some HTML that looks like it, but it is something I wrote myself, I guess, except for the CSS. Like, all of the, like... Oh, right. See what I said? I have played this one before. No, I can't do that. Yeah, I don't know if bad is the right word, but like I said, I'll try and type something up in the near future. How can I stand there? So far in this, my PB is one room, and it was a fairly easy one, if I remember right. Yeah, I had fun writing that like 1,000 years ago, because I got tired of like just center streaming the stuff I was doing, and having an on-screen chat that was provided through like Steam Labs or something just didn't seem as much fun, in all honesty. I beat... Oh, right! My favorite, red piranha plants. I love red piranha plants so much. Anyway, we're going to give this a shot legitimate for a bit, and then probably give up and do noob mode, because I don't know if I care enough. Like, if each level I'd seen so far had knocked my socks off, that I'm not wearing and don't own, I think I would be happier. But, like, as it is, this just feels like someone took their whole hack and, like, made it into a gag level. Which is just kind of weird to me. People really have to get through this level, a minimum of 2 deaths per room. I don't know, in all honesty. I know there was some other grousing by other judges, or at least some discussion there. But nothing I want to mention on stream, other than, yes, there was. Takes you back to high school chat. Yeah, fun fact, that particular file is called AIM Chat, because that was kind of the vibe I was going for. I want that shell. I'm not getting that shell. But I still want it. Yeah, I don't really know why you'd want to do this. Is still what I'm at here. Like, this probably would have been a very well appreciated hack if you just done the right thing and released it for the sickos. It's been like, here's my hack. This is the thing. I'm just not sure what the randomness adds to it, other than making it more difficult to judge in a lot of ways, because, like, you want to, at least. Okay, good. Those don't shoot something else. I hate cannons. And there's only, like, one way to kind of load into the system the level you might want to play. It's just kind of weird. I should have jumped on him. Okay. Get him off screen. Oh, lovely. Oh, nuts. That was bad. What are you? Bomb throwing. I feel I should be riding on a... Oh, great. It's a hammer, bro. Yeah. Saw that coming. And didn't see that coming. What's up, Max? Go. But, like, basically this reminds me a lot of Random Access Memo-B, except I think Memo-B at least occasionally had power-ups. And Random Access Memo-B was explicitly designed to mess with people who really liked gauntlet levels. In the sense that it basically made you play with... It was Mario for lost players. It was Mario for people suffering from Alzheimer's. Why do I keep doing that? I never anticipate those correctly. Stupid global timer. Anyway. Video after the story behind Perchance video. But yeah, I'm debating how I want to cheat my way through this, right? I have options. One is I can set my lives to a much higher number than 9. But, like, the more I think about this concept, like, it would just have been better if it was just a hack. Just be like, yeah, this is my hack. 10 levels, or 10 lives. And go nuts. I just know there's no power-ups in these. It's not how these people operate. I hate Hammer Brothers. But as a contest level, it just strikes me as much too much. Ever so much. What does the intro message say? Beat 5 lives. Beat 10 rooms. 5 rooms in 10 lives. It'll always be random what room you get when you start and when you proceed to the next room. Out of a set of 32 rooms. Like, this is one of those, yes, I probably could grind this out eventually. Is it a good use of my time as a judge to do that? I don't know yet. Given my PB is 1 room, which is to say room 2, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm also like, I don't know, I just don't love it. I feel like in order for this to be a level that I want to spend time with, I really need to actually love what the concept behind this is. And there are some sickos who, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, who would probably really enjoy this level. Just like there exist people who have interesting ideas about level design. They would prefer this kind of thing. At least the dragon coin placement's nice. Like, it lets me know that there is an ending coming up. Almost. Okay, I'm just gonna gamble on this dude, like, heading out. Oh, maybe he can only jump through 1 tile of crap. Stop here and judge it based upon what I've played. I've already written a thing about how I felt about it before restarting. So. 50 lives would be nice. Either way, here, I'll show you the message here. Which I think is in the level, and I don't need to go through the intro again to see it. Yeah. Complete 5 rooms. In order to beat the level, you have 10 attempts. Enter the pipe to begin. And of course, we can see over here some useful information, such as Noob Mode, which makes you a noob. And Master Moon, which allows no failure. And unlocks anything at all. What a time waste. Boy, do I feel it. Yeah, it'll be displayed on the bar if I felt like doing that. And then this room, after you clear the noob thing, you can select from the sub-areas and areas depending on how many coins you get. That's how this works. I wonder if I can jump over that. But yeah, noob mode, I feel like I'm just not going to see as much, which sucks. Master mode is lol no. I'm thinking I might just set my lives to an arbitrarily high number. But yeah, each section just seems to have, like, insane, like, much more difficult things that are necessary. Like, you don't really need to go with the red thwomps that kill you if you touch them. Or the red saws that kill you if you touch them. Or the red donut things that, they don't kill you when you touch them, but, like, they do make it more challenging as they fall immediately. I think this was one of the rooms I did better at. Until this spot right there. So do noob clear? Maybe. By the time you beat the game, you wouldn't even need the practice area because you're more likely to do it. Well, that's the thing, is I don't think it's a practice area. And if it had been a practice area, I'd have a little more respect for this. Being like, yeah, you want to practice this room, and they put, like, the room title on the screen, or... I mean, the room number, most likely, on the screen, to be honest. Like, even get a 4-2 or whatever type of numeral system would be good. Though I do appreciate people who actually name their rooms. Like Daizo's, or not Daizo's, sorry, Jamie's long-running, not-finished Uncle's Closet hack, where each thing has a room name. Or like VVVVV, where each thing has a room name that's kind of funny. And I appreciate that. And then, like, having a practice area, it's like, you could practice these, would be really nice. Instead of, you can see all of them at the end, but only if you beat it on legitimate terms, which is less exciting. I don't know why I did that. I know I need to wait there. And combined with a complete lack of power-ups, just like, this does not excite me in terms of the time to enjoyment ratio. Like, I just don't think this is the right thing for this contest. Now, if this had been like QLDC, I think I'd probably be a little less down on it because, well, QLDC does invite more sicko-y stuff just by its nature. But yeah. You name your rooms? After the fact, fair. Cracks Cafe have names, they're just not in the hack themselves. So does 100 Rooms. I did not know that, actually. I appreciate that concept. I know Jamie did it in a very specific way. There was a reason for it, like maybe wanting Layer 3 free to do other stuff. I think he was using sprites. Either way, one thing I have rigged up is Lunar Magic, so if we want to go see some levels, we can at least go look at them. That was weird, he didn't proc. Did it with sprite tiles? Yeah. But yeah, this just feels like I would need to train to Gauntlet, and most Gauntlet things I've seen have at least been a little bit kinder. Just like, eh. Do I really, really, really want to see this way? I mean, maybe I'll try noob mode in a moment, just to have a chance. And maybe that'll impress me so much I'll want to actually beat it legitimately. Not counting on it, but... There's a hack coming out with cafe-based levels that has named rooms, and it's evil. Very evil. Oh no. It was so evil I had to sandbag that attempt. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna go for this, I don't know, I feel like the rooms need to be shorter or something. There's a way to make this kind of thing fun. I just don't think that's been done in a way that makes it fun for me. Like, honestly, lead into the arcade thing where, like, you get extra lives and they actually matter could be fun. Level design that doesn't immediately hose you would be nice. Like, I think that if I was going to compare this to anything, it would be compared to, whatever the hell Maddie's third hack is called. Where there's the, I believe, level Indulge Me, which is basically an arcade version of the Kaizo thing, right? You can get moons and levels to get extra lives, and you have to complete the whole thing in some number of lives, but it leans into the arcadiness a little bit harder than this. And it's Kaizo instead of just very hard gauntlet-y stuff. Which usually reduces the weirdness to some extent. 100 room, 5 lives? Christ. Some people's kids. What do I want to do? I don't have enough information to know what I want to do here. Almost. But yeah, I could see myself taking hours and hours at this. And yeah, it's a nice demonstration of so far off-the-shelf resources on SMW Central. There hasn't been anything I've seen that's been like, this is a really cool thing this person programmed, except this intro part. I don't know if this was off-the-shelf too. But if it's not, then credit to them. Essentially 100 rooms of enemies, the main difference is you can get more lives and the rooms are far easier. Yeah, I mean, that is effectively the same thing. Hey look, I can spin jump on these. Isn't that nice? Oh, those are... I don't know why I thought that was a 1F0 instead of just a thing. That's the earliest one of those I've seen so far. But yeah, if this had leaned into the arcadey stuff, I think that I would be much, much more inclined to actually approach this at face value and continue along at face value. Really, I just want to play Bubble Bobble. That's all it comes down to. Actually watched a video of someone comparing, what the hell is that saw doing? I should just go. Waiting there is not doing me any favors. comparing the various like British home computer versions ports of Bubble Bobble, which is like a very oddly specific thing to do. Only makes sense if you're a Brit, I suppose. Yeah, like Bubble Bobble's ported like oh god, ported like everything. Always wanted to play it as a kid because I think I got a friend with a Commodore 64 and Amiga, like a family friend. I'm like, they could just copy it without me understanding how piracy worked. It's a bit like being a kid and thinking, oh yeah, we need money, mom just goes to the ATM, and money comes out. Which is true, but does not address the actual understanding of currency and banking. Not stupid, merely ignorant. Oh, you saw. I saw what you did there. But didn't see the Podobo in time. Stupid disco. I know the Disco Waffles are against me. I know they are. That extra spa on. Hey Mona, there's no P in the spa. In the saw. Yeah, we like to keep it that way. That's... But yeah, like, this just robs me of the tools I would use to try to beat a gauntlet. Like, memorization, because I have no... Like, a pool of 32 rooms is a very large pool. So I just have to keep grinding at it and hope to get lucky with the rooms I want. And the rooms that need to be... That good? Unrelated note? DK Bonanza? Oh, nice. Yeah, Fistbit keeps telling me about how good it is. And I forgot to turn that off. Alright, well, after this attempt, I'll turn that off. Hopefully it's not too annoying. But yeah, I was actually thinking the other day, it's like, you know what I'd like? More Mario Odyssey. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's what DK Bonanza more or less is. Like, that's pretty much my understanding from Fistbit. Forgot that goes the other way. Hello, Darby. How you doing? Okay. Like I said, after this attempt, turn that off. Makes it too fun to progress. You found yourself forced to ignore collectibles just to get the end faster. Oof. Doing good, getting to bed. Nice. It's a good day for it. Alright. Good day for bed. Alright, I'm going to turn that off real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Really fun to break terrain? I believe it. Terrain breaking's always been kind of a fun mechanic, but very few games do it well. Oh, this is an entirely new tile set. Oh god, these are those. Well, at least we get good music. I think this is Shatterhand. Oh! Yeah, this is fun. You never quite know what you're going to get when a sprite does something, spawns in this game. Anyway, I've been watching Glitch suffer through fun gimmicks. Really fun gimmicks. It's been fascinating to see him work through that last level. I was really pulling for him to finish today until it became unfortunate and evident that there will in fact be even more. Not Wily, yeah. What's my favorite Christmas movie? Ooh, that's a good question. I watched Home Alone recently, and I was pretty happy with that. Jingle All the Way is really good. Never gonna say no to Elf. Yeah, I think Jingle All the Way is probably closest to accurate. It's just a fun movie. Was he still in the first room? No, he actually got to the second room. So the first room's gimmick was hammers and bullets and everything in this Lakitu that drops bombs that you need to keep him from destroying the terrain. The second room's gimmick is the double shell jumping. The shells that move like we're playing Pong, kinda. And he has to get through a good chunk of that. I looked up the clear and I'm like, oh god, Glitch is nowhere near close to done. Christmas Vacation is a good choice. I haven't actually seen Christmas Vacation. I've only seen the first one. Well, Vacation. Yeah, I couldn't outsmart Bullet. Squalor of Duty? Nope. Least favorite Christmas movie? Oh man, that's a hard question. I mean, the answer's probably going to be something like Land Before Time Christmas Special or something. Like, something I just haven't thought about in years. Like, we don't, like, my family never really watched a lot of Christmas movies. Oh, you know what? It's a Wonderful Life. It's not a very good Christmas movie. Only reason it became a Christmas movie was because basically it was a bit of a commercial flop in the theaters, but when they started having broadcast television, so someone got the rights for cheap, and so they could play it around Christmas as filler, and people started liking it. I'd rather watch A Christmas Story, with the shooting of eyes out and the drinking of Ovaltine. I think I've beaten this one once. Yeah, I did beat this one. This was the one I got a PB on. Like, if it was a smaller pool of levels and I could practice them, I think this would feel a lot more reasonable. If it was 10 levels with 5 out of 5, well, 10 choose 5, I think this would be a lot more tractable. Gotta go to bed? Alright, sleep well. See you later. 8 crazy nights, so it's Hanukkah. You know, it's funny. I finally got around to, like, doing the work to get the editing done and all that for Who Stole Hanukkah, a game I played last year, which, as far as I can tell, is the only Hanukkah game that isn't just like, enjoy your dreidel. And I learned a lot. Namely, the game of dreidel is very boring. It's basically gambling for kids, because there's not any real strategy, and the only choice you get to make is whether or not to ante 1 or no coins in a very specific instance. Otherwise, the game plays itself. It's basically Candyland, but you're gambling. Also, the Latka troll was fantastic. I think the Latka troll was probably the best part. Or the cat Groucho Marx. The cat Groucho Marx was fantastic, too. But yeah, otherwise a somewhat eminently forgettable game. Lewinsky. Yeah, I can't spell Hanukkah correctly either. I'd look it up. But anyway, the point of the little game is it's like a little Adobe Macromedia Director thing to teach kids about Hanukkah in a fun and virtual way. And I actually was trying to find like a better version of the cover because I couldn't find one. And found some periodicals discussing like Jewish CD-ROM things for kids, and yeah, Archive.org was not as helpful as usual. Could have gotten a CD scan from Moby Games, but it wasn't great. And then eventually I remembered, oh yeah, it's Macromedia Director. I can just get the resources out of the file, so I did. I found the shocked frog face, because like the plot is the frog who has a name that escapes me was excited to use the official oil canister of Hanukkah, but then it looks like someone stole it. And so you have to figure out who stole Hanukkah. And he's got this great shocked face. Even the kid, you know, I know. Candyland's not a good game, like at all. Not for kids, not for grown-ups, it's just quite boorish. Like, at least Go Fish, there's some amount of thinking involved, I guess. You could card count, I don't know. But Candyland, no thank you. Still, I'd rather play Candyland than ever play Monopoly ever again. Ain't nobody want that. Oh, I thought those were standing fish, not jumping fish. But yeah, I went and made a really crummy thumbnail for it after extracting some resources from the file. I do have the good shocked frog face. The one thing I'll also say is the art direction. That game is actually quite cute. It's all claymation. And claymation is just fun. He's not producing... Okay, I need to jump there. Okay. He's not producing bullets. Why was he not producing bullets? He was honking but not producing bullets. See, he's doing it again. I don't know what the deal with these shy guys are. They seem to be very shy. Or shy stirs, or whatever they're actually supposed to be called. Okay. Just had to hope there. I don't think there's a better option. Or maybe the... nope. Birdos don't spawn. Sniffets, thank you. It does seem like an easier room, I'll grant you that. Like, I like a lot... I mean, I like the aesthetics of this. I just think the actual gimmick is holding this back from being something that I would enjoy. Which is not great for a chocolate level design contest level. There we go. Jeff Bezos. Sub Grindstone. Oh, wait, I'm not. Oh, that is the spot. Watch. Oh, I thought that would get me. It probably has something to do with the two Birdos being too close. Because, like, the Birdos are probably still, like, spawning objects or something. There's probably something weird going on with that, which makes it feel wrong. Like, those are probably, like, extended sprites. Okay. Why do I forget what I'm doing? Well, I'm not anywhere close to the end because I haven't seen the Dragon Coin yet. I was supposed to say Dragon Ball, that's wrong. Okay, that was just embarrassing. Hey, it actually spit out one that time. Oh, dude! Birdo, you're killing me, girl. Okay. Right, I want to spawn the fish, but not him. Keep hoping that maybe one of these will have a power-up in it. Okay, so it's not a Bezo spawner. Alright. No! I needed to jump on any of those things, and I think that that was home free. Alright, I'm kind of curious what'll happen if I do this, so let's just give it a shot to see what happens. Doesn't look like it changed anything. Well, I guess it still ends in 9, so it wouldn't have made a difference. Let's try a different number. Nope, doesn't appear to have done anything. Oh god, well, Shatterhand. Oh, no. I missed the Birdo level already. It's never a good day when you see this combination of sprites. Alright, so apparently my guess is that it's not using lives to the lives address to track the lives. I would have been safe if that hadn't been a tracker. Okay, yeah, this room isn't for me. This is an experiment to see what happens with lives, mostly. Nope. All right, those are trackers. Nope. If I'd spun jumped, I might have lived. Yeah, I don't want to play this room ever again. Pretty firmly. Oh god. Why? I think this is probably the most evil of the rooms I've seen so far, just in terms of the sheer amount of projectile things that are going to wreck my day. So yeah, I can't manually adjust lives. I could do always cape, but I don't want to do always cape. Let's take a look in noob mode. I want to at least have a chance to clear and see what happens. Because, like, I'm at least an hour at this, and just not really having fun. So, we'll take noob mode. Yes, I know. Please try playing. I spent a while trying and playing it your way. I'm fine with that. And immediately we get a level I also don't want to play. But we have infinite lives, so I guess that's fine too. But since the thing that will eventually allow me to see the other levels will be locked behind beating the level the correct way, which again, probably not the smartest move. I did try playing it, it's true. Not the smartest move for a level design contest. Again, I think this had just been released as a standalone hack, this would have made a lot of people very happy. Which makes me a bit surprised at the fact that it's in the contest. And by many people, I mean, like, I don't know, Shovda, Hawaluta, people who enjoy certain masochistic challenges that maybe the rest of us don't. No shade on them, just some people are built different. I do. Worst comes to worst, I can always, like, go and... Wait, actually... You know, that would have been a really smart thing to do. Let you start select out if you're like, nah, I want to bail. But yeah, now if I want to try it and get a different room, I have to go and reset the game. Wow. This does remind me of the time I played Extra Mario Bros. And put in the extra lives cheat, or infinite lives cheat, because it's Mario 1's engine, so you can just do that. And it turned out to hose me because being able to travel backwards and hold on to your stuff is part of the game as long as you game over. Yeah, I'm gonna pick a different first level. Like I said, I have it rigged up. We'll take a look at it in Lunar Magic. Because I suspect that will at least be kind of interesting, and that's as good as we're going to get with this. I think, once again, locking the level select behind beating it is not the nicest of things to do. Alright, let's try a different room. I was really hoping the lives thing would work, because then I would sidestep the issue, but it did. Oh boy, this one. Thing I love more than things that will spit fireballs at me the moment they spawn. Aesthetically, I gotta say, like, they did a good job. They made it feel very much like Mario, picked good All-Stars looking kind of things, even if they're not actually right in All-Stars. Yeah. I already know I don't like this one. I spent some time on it last time. We'll give one more roll shot, and otherwise I think I'm just going to cheat my way through and see what happens. Like, I may not be able to... I guess I could look up memory addresses, figure out where the lives one is. It wouldn't take me more than a few minutes in mess then. Oh, whoops. Oh, well. Oh, it's this one anyway. Like, I feel like out of the pool of 32 different levels... I'm not seeing that many different ones, somehow. Really wish the lives thing had worked. Oh, hello. Ah. Always a good time to rest one's hands. No, I'm not a newbie, I messed up. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Glitchcat. How y'all doing? We are enjoying our own sense of purgatory. A hack that I think would be interesting if it wasn't a contest level. It's 32 levels, different rooms, of which you're supposed to get 5, and you have 10 lives to beat 5. And it's random which ones you get. So, some of them are easier, some of them are harder, some of them I don't want to play. There's a newbie mode, which I didn't enable, but you can't swap rooms out, which is the downside to it. But otherwise, that's where we're at. It's a tour de force of things taken straight off the shelf at SMW Central. What's up, the spree? There we go. I was actually talking about GlitchCat playing through gimmicks. Was it Really Fun Gimmicks, I think is the name of the hack? And the success at getting that H today out of the hammers and explosives area, which was terrifying when that box popped up and was like, oh, you're doing good, but you're going to need mastery of all the sections. There's no more demoralizing thing than seeing, oh yeah, I'm going to need to do this forever. Some people like gauntlets. Just not one of them. Anyway, let's grab the Noob Moon and see if we can actually make some progress, or if I'm going to have to find the room address, or the level address. See, like I said, I feel like it doesn't give me a very large pool, somehow. Like, it's always the same few rooms. I don't like you, Phanto. You know, it'd be smart if I just stopped for a moment and thought about what I was doing. See? I stopped and thought about it, and realized I didn't need to stop or think. Because Panzers work that way. Get the idea of not making it easy to reset, encourage you to commit to a room set. The thing is, you're commuting once you get to room 2 anyway. Yep. Like, you only get to make that choice at one point in time. It's not a great time to make that choice. Like, there's an idea here that I think is good. And we've seen done better in other places, which makes this just a little bit annoying in some ways. Go. But at least with newbie mode, I could use some of the standard tools one uses when facing a gauntlet level, which is to say, memorizing strats and getting better over time. Knock on wood. Oh, no. If there's anything I've learned about Panzers in Mario World, ow, is you just don't let them actually get through their spawn routine. Like, they're supposed to do things, but they have a timer before they do them. And you can abuse that heartily. What? I landed on him. What's up, GlitchCat? Again, thank you for the raid. How was cooldown games? And congrats on beating that first section. Because Christ on a cracker. That was ridiculous. And that horribly demoralizing message that came right after of, you'll need to be better than that. And beat all of the rooms. Which hopefully is not true. Okay, wait for Phanto. Damn it! Was all I've been watching a decent amount of that, and yeah, all of it just seems like a lot. The constant barrage of hammers and explosives and bullet bills and the kitchen sink. I'll throw some ketchup on it. Why not? It's a very maximalist design. Just happy to see if I can get on top of that briefly. Oh, dang it. Oh. Keep going. Got this. Come on, there we go. Oh, why didn't I go earlier? I have a strat, I just need to follow it. The strat is pray can despawn Phanto. Actually, wait for Phanto. That'll respawn him and change the timer out. And then we're gonna just rush the Panzer. There's our buddy Phanto again. Nope! Okay. This is a PB for this room. If I just stayed on the ground, I would have been fine. Anyway, this has a not entirely similar, but a very gauntlet-y perspective on things. And I have chosen the newbie mode because I am judging and don't want to be here for 72 years. Like, the concept is cool, but then there's no power-ups and there's no, like, way of getting more lives. It's quite literally just 10 lives, good luck. And with 32 rooms that I'd need to at least nominally learn, because none of them are free, as far as I know, it just seems like a lot for judging. A lot of quantity, but I've not so far been enamored with the quality, which is unfortunate. What am I doing just standing here? I'm just taunting Phanto. That wasn't it. 72, that's specific now. I picked it out of... It was an RNG number, in all honesty. But yeah, true, it is the SBC time. I did see the announcement for that. Should actually listen to those at some point. Maybe just, like, do an aside at some point during a stream and just be like, hey, let's just listen to some music. 72 hours worth of music, in fact. You may partake. Yeah, I know there's always like a gimmick, and it's an interesting thing. I like looking into some of the lesser, like, trafficked contests on SMW Central, because, like, some of them don't stream well. Like, I had fun messing around with the Overworld contest. That was actually a lot of fun. Checking out the 70... Was it a 72-hour level contest? Or Overworld design contest? I forget the exact amount of Overworld time that was given, but it was some amount of time that was given, and I checked it out earlier this year, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Dang it. Like, people doing Overworlds, they're really good at their craft. One upside is now I can pretty much make a good guess whenever I see a Dev Azure Overworld. Because Dev Azure knows his way around the Overworld. Many ways, in fact. Even milli ways. Oh, nope, 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 nope. There we go. No. There we go. Yes. Will it be the right fist? No. Will it be the left fist? No. Is it... Yes. Oh, but no. Okay, yes, that worked. Oh, and I panicked. Yeah, I will say, even if this level has a gimmick I don't particularly love, I can... Well, this specific room, not level. I can already say I'm having more fun grinding out the single room than dying 10 times and getting a more different room. Because, like, at least I can sit down and form strategies and think about what I want to do and die randomly. Something... Oh, yeah, that's the other one I really want to get done before the end of the year. I have been putting off the other PAX other PAX survey stream. Since in a similar vein, where, you know, it's one stream you check out, like, a bunch of stuff. I just have been lazy. 1, 2... No. Getting good at making progress. I know! I mean, again, fun for some. Some people like playing Monopoly. Some people like playing Risk. I looked into it. Unfortunately, there isn't an easy way to make Riskopoly on the Super Nintendo, otherwise I would. Turns out they never released either Risk or Monopoly, one or the other, on the SNES. And so, like, the basic and simple idea for managing this becomes intractable, sadly. Which is basically just glue the two games together with a little bit of save statery. Which I think would be doable. I want to say there is a way of managing save states over USB, but I haven't looked into it. that was bad. But anyway, I only have to get to the door once. That's the nice thing about newbie mode. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they didn't put a bow on Mario. The other game that has an infamous newbie mode that I can think of, I Want to Be the Guy. Which, basically, the only key differences were more checkpoints. More save spot, really more saves. And, the kid wears a bow. Ow. I like my mom playing too. Made a handful of gauntlets though, not liking them yourself. Not sure what's a reasonable length. It's a fair question. Like again, it's a very specific domain of people and makers that really love the gauntlet stylings. But thinking about gauntlets just makes Blue Wizard hungry. Because he needs food. Nope. Wait for Phanto. Pray. Okay. Wait for the fire. There's the door. I know the door's there. There we go. Progress! Oh boy. It's a pipe dream. Okay, those are really long. This is actually disconcerting watching those. Oh, it's jump pipes. Okay. Gonna say is another thing I definitely know is I Want to Be the Guy. I like how there are coins, but I know I'm not going to get anything out of hitting those blocks. Okay. Jump. Jump. Ow! Coins in a game when you can't get more lives. Yep. Okay. Jump. It's the moderator in me. Just makes me always want to hit the blocks. Even when I know I can't get anything out of them. Also just good DKC music. This is a... Oh, whoops. Surprisingly good port. In fact, I'd rather go play DKC, to be honest. It's been a while since I've played DKC on stream, I think for obvious reasons. Mostly I don't want to spend however long it is to beat DKC 100% on stream again. I've done that a few too many times in my life. Okay. Jump. Gonna head out? Alright. See you later, Daiso, and I will get back to you on that document. The thing I am going to remember to do tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff I need to do tomorrow. A few things to figure out for Christmassy stuff. Need to decide how I'm handling my East Coast tour. Whether or not that will involve going to Pittsburgh. I've never been to Pittsburgh. I've been to Philly, but I've never been to Pittsburgh. Okay, jump. Okay, I do see how you get the Dragon Coin. Okay. I keep hoping. How much want to bet I need to keep this brick? What? Oh, I needed to kill him. That's what that brick was for. Whoops. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to do the SO commands. Anyway. Also figure out, like, what I'm going to do as a pre-Christmas stream. So I always like to do something Christmassy, game-wise. I had a few things set up last time that I don't think I ever got around to playing, like some sort of point-click adventure game about going to Santa's workshop. Don't know if I'll ever top Freddy Trims a Tree, though. That game was truly ahead of its time. Which is to say it was a click-and-play point-and-click adventure game, but it was still a lot of fun for what it was, especially having multiple endings. That was really cute. You had the any percent ending where, like, Freddy is disappointed, and the 100% ending where you find the rich lady's ring and you get paid. Because in the other ending, you don't get paid, if I recall. And the whole thing was just cute because, you know, it was clearly made by kids. Okay. Alright. Wait for it. Okay. Well, that was nice of them. Of course. What? Oh, those are red? Ah, for Pete's sake. I thought they weren't. Okay, we're experimenting here. I must have jumped late or something. Huh. I would say of all of the levels I've played in this so far, I think this is actually the best designed one. I'm actually enjoying this. Like, certainly there's a certain amount of, like, throwing stuff together that's going on here, but, like, I'm still actually liking how I have to think through the jumping puzzles here. It was taking a bit more brain power than I probably want to exert. What if I at least get an exit if I succeed at beating this in newbie mode? Okay. Two, three. Okay. Jump off. Jump on. Alright, so now we're at this guy who killed me last time. Okay, I think I missed the important tell, which is he had a green stalk, a red stalk instead of a green stalk. Yeah, he had a red stalk instead of a green stalk. I was just looking at the head. Alright, well that answers that question as to why that killed me. Yeah, there's a red-stalked one, but I never stayed around long enough to notice or appreciate its nature. I don't like red-stalked piranhas. They are not my jam. There we go. 2. Then we wait. Okay. And yeah, these are red stocked as well, and I just hadn't noticed previously. Alright, cool. So I rotated them to the right spot. There we go. Room 2. Oof. Alright, what we got next? This... What? What? That answers that question. Great, I get to wait through that every time I start this level. That's an incentive to get good fast. Oh, I see. They're proximity triggered. So I don't have to wait. Okay, I thought that they were distance or time triggered, but no, they're proximity triggered. Just like our friend here, the annoying fish. Unfortunately, it didn't take the fish with it. Oh, hello. Oh, man, I'm getting all the raids today. Which I greatly appreciate. Gives me good time to take a handbrake. What's up, Purgatory Razor? Thank you for the raid. How's the stream? What we up to? Hope it was something fun. I am still on the same level I was at last time I was doing this. Which was like last week. But we're judging CLDC today. I think that this didn't... That was disconcerting in many ways. I may have hesitated 1 inch too long. Did the message box in raid? Yeah. All of my alerts in SMW do that. How you doing? No Palasu? I hope I got that right. But yeah, it's a little bit of tech, USB to SNES tech that I wrote a long time ago, and I've really enjoyed. It helps. Mostly... Oh, God. Oh, what the hell? Okay. I'm locked into this room, by the way, so I'm gonna have to figure out that one. Yeah, I've done a lot of, like, various types of hacking for various games and things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I fixed a long-standing bug with one of my things recently. And thank you for the follow. Enjoy your fish. Thankfully, the fish actually work in this level. The funny thing is, I initially implemented it just for follows, because I used to do, more often than I do now, these rather chaotic streams where I'd let people edit memory on my Super Nintendo. And I would lose track of follows, because at the time, Twitch only provided that information via email, which was weird. But then they added all sorts of integration points, and I'm like, well, if you're going to give me all these options, I'm certainly going to do something with them. Hacking custom spreads. Yeah, if you look at the channel report, channel point rewards section, you'll see you can change out the Mario sprite. I'm pretty sure it works in this one. I fixed a long-standing bug with that the other day. One would cause it to freeze in certain hacks, and I know why, but I still don't have a good... I have a good fix for non-SA1 ones, but not for SA1 ones yet. Ain't that a tongue twister? Alright, how are we gonna do this? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, hey, it's Malo time. Glitch Cat rated me earlier. It was very appropriate. Malo's a good choice. He's a good cat and deserves much salmons. And is capable of playing the Theron. Okay. Oh, lovely. Okay. Down is easier than up. Nope. Almost got me. But you didn't get me. Malo from Mario RPG? No. No, it's Malo. Very... Oh, wait, hold up. It needs to be... Oh, gosh, okay. Relatively famous Twitch cat. Are these solid? These are solid. That's probably my fault, actually. That's probably supposed to be a different sprite tile. Maybe. I don't know. It's probably fine. Alright. We're room 4. This is a PB for obvious reasons. Yeah, the gimmick for this level, since this is a chocolate level design contest, is that you're supposed to be playing kind of an arcade game where you get 10 lives and it rolls random levels at you until you beat 5 of them or you run out of lives. There's also no way to get extra lives. Okay, good, these aren't the homing ones. Well, those are, but you know, they're boomerangs, you expect that. But yeah, I spent a while trying to beat it legitimately, and now we're in newbie mode, where it plays like a more normal hack, where I die and I go back to the start of the current section. Which is to say, I'm actually having a much better time now. This feels like it's probably not that hard of a level. So if I'm gonna deal with bros, I prefer the boomerang type. Sorry about raiding and running. Oh, it's fine. I don't blame you. I do something similar. Sleep well. Because typically, like, when I'm done, like, raiding somebody, I need to go right to bed. It's very rare I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be up for, like, a few more hours. Typically, either I need to go somewhere, which doesn't happen often, or I need to go to bed. I guess bed is somewhere, but you know what I mean. There was one stream where I basically finished up and then went to the airport. My sleep schedule had been atrocious, so I'd like, well, I've got like a 8 a.m. flight. I guess I'm not sleeping. Next flight I have is actually at a good hour for me. It'll be at like 4 p.m., which will be nice. I'm flying to Las Vegas to travel to another place in Utah to visit my brother's in-laws and my brother and his children's and his wife and other people's. Should be fun. It's what I've done for Christmas for the last few years, just because I am almost immediately always go to the East Coast at the start of the, somewhere near the start of the year for the MIT Mystery Hunt. But yeah, I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing. I'm probably going to the MIT Mystery Hunt. I need to see if Squiggles wants to go. The Mystery Hunt has unfortunately gotten a bit lamed because of COVID. Used to run at all hours at MIT, and now has distinct hours where you no longer can be inside, even if you have proper credentials and all of that. It's something that the security at MIT has wanted for a long time. Also, you have to use their stupid app to get in, and I never got that to work. I just found entrances where you didn't have to do that. There's clearly one that I found that was broken, and I hope it stays broken. Because it's incredibly inconvenient if that would require scanning of the picture thing that just doesn't work. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, if you're gonna have an Access app, and you're MIT, your app should effing work! What are you doing? Oh. Dang it, okay, well, that would say a raid thing, but unfortunately it doesn't, because Layer 3 has been repurposed. But thank you for the raid. How you doing, Critmaster? Let me remember to do this again. Do the shout out, because I forgot. I've been raided 4 times today, so, and I spaced on 2 of them. Sometimes people help with that. Anyway, I'm dying. I'm judging the chocolate level design contest for SMW Central. And this level would be a giant gauntlet, but as you can see, the word newbie up there, I have taken the easy way out. I also made a disco shell for no reason. What's up, Thor Stokar and Composer? How's the stream? What were you up to? Hope it was something fun. I think I saw it in the following thing. I don't actually, like, follow people on Twitch. I probably should more. I have a tool that shows me what people who follow me are doing. And I use that far more often to find streams. It's starting to get slow. I need to probably implement some sort of caching. Played some Cielia Kaizo and some Silk Song. Sorry, first play. Oh, nice. Yeah, my little bro was hassling me about, like, have you played Silk Song? I'm like, I haven't played regular Hollow Knight yet. But it does look like a lot of fun. There's nothing in those blocks. There's no reason to go for them. Okay. This has been a much nicer room than some of the ones that have been picked. Yeah, the way this is supposed to work, that we're not doing, is that it would roll a random level. Oh, cool. Room 5. It would roll a random level at the beginning out of a pool of 32. I need to beat that one and 4 more random levels within 10 lives. And if you missed, and if you died, you game overed and went back to the start. I picked newbie mode, which means I've gotten 5 levels and I get to keep trying forever. And thankfully haven't rolled any of the ones that I really wouldn't want to play. Replica of the Cinnamon Hack. Oh, interesting. Decided to quit pleasure delaying and play some Silk Song because you wanted to play it. You know what? That is the best reason to play anything on Twitch. It really is. Because sometimes you just want to play something. Or like you've been like, I've just wanted to do this for so long. But we are completely Mario 1-ing here, aren't we? Ow. Yeah, I played Outer Wilds recently in this sort of same manner. Being like, yeah, I just kind of want to play this. Aha, Hammer Bro, you can't get me. I'm up here. Nope. Nope. Squidding. Squiddling. So much better when the Hammer Bro's not on the screen. I always think these are semi-solids. Were they semi-solids in the first Mario game? Shouldn't have done that. Some days you not worry about metrics or growth and just play a fun game. Exactly. Exactly. Got like 2 things that I know are not going to do, like I don't know. We'll see it. We'll see what the interest level is, because they are pretty silly. I finally found an old Flash game I've been looking for a long time. I've been Googling it periodically and couldn't find any evidence that it ever existed. And then, miraculously, I was like, you know what frequently helps when you're trying to find something that's old? It was on the internet, but probably isn't now. Oh, look, archive.org. So I went to archive.org and searched for the things I knew were involved in it, which is Pepsi and Enter the Fridge. Because I vaguely remember this game where you are an anthropomorphic fridge and you skateboard. Which is weird. Like, that's really it. It's just weird. Oh. Thor? I don't think I know Thor. But yeah, it's really weird, and I finally found a reference to it in a Russian gaming magazine from like 1997, which gave me the URL, which got me to the Pepsi UK marketing website, where it actually existed at a brief period of time, and the files seem to still be there. So like, it's very possible I could play this, and I have a Windows 98 computer. And those really do help when you want to try to play things from the 98 era. He's a friend of the Internet Archive? A fan of the Internet? Yeah. Oh, man. The Internet Archive is one of the best things in existence for a number of reasons. Like, periodically, I really want to try out, like, silly things. And they usually have ISOs for some of those, like, shovelware type things. I was talking about it earlier, but last year I played Who Stole Hanukkah? A kind of a point... It's not really a point-click adventure game. It was more of an edutainment title, where you learn about Hanukkah, because it's been stolen. Someone stole it. You have to figure out which of the possible people have stolen it, such as a statue, the Latka troll, a cat that thinks he's Groucho Marx, and, I don't know, I think there was like a cow that teaches you Hebrew. I forget the exact details, because some of those particular things... Oh, and there's an octopus that teaches you how dreidel works. You know, I'm just gonna hope he... No, he's not gonna fall through the floor, is he? Well, if there's ever an argument for bringing a shell with me, this is it. I wait for the jump. There we go. Speaking of, I want that shell. Nuts. But yeah, I found a copy on there. It's an old, like, Macromedia Director thing. And another thing that Internet Archive did that I loved is they got access to a big pile of CDs that were every single thing that was released on Macromedia Director. Apparently part of the license agreement to use Macromedia Director, which was sort of a multimedia software thing that people used to make games and demos of all sorts. And they went and put up samples of those. So like basically, they called it a core sample. So they pulled a bunch of random CDs out of the bin. Honest truth. And I went and downloaded those and got them onto a thumb drive connected up to the Windows 98 machine and just took a look at a bunch of them. And some of them were far more interesting than others. Like one of them was a tour of a sorority house in Washington, D.C. The headquarters for a specific sorority. There was another one that was like, here's how you set up this print server. Another one that was about how to use a specific, like, credit card processing system that this company was selling. A few games, some of which were more interesting than others, one of which turned out to be broken, because it was a beta version, as I found out later. And that's why it was confusing and unplayable. And then some, like, artist stuff. There was a nice one with some, like, 360 panoramas of a gallery in Canada. Something about Blackwater, I forget exactly, but it was an artistic collective in Canada with like a native, or First Nations, I guess they call them. Bent. If I recall correctly, it's been like 2 years. But yeah, went and streamed those. Those were fun. Just put them on the list and let people pick which ones they thought looked funny. Or ones I thought looked funny. I picked the sorority one. I did not have any expectation there would be like Animal House kind of sorority one. I thought it would actually be legitimate, and that's what it was. The last one I did is We're Not on the Internet, So What, which was basically an NGO trying to convince people to help bring the internet to Africa. With a bunch of Africans wearing like tribal outfits on the cover. Very strange thing, and it didn't really work. I had to dig around on the CD and pull out some like HTML files to take a look at what they were trying to do. But still an interesting relic from its time. There we go. Wait for it, wait for it. Okay, it wasn't quite how I wanted to play it, but yeah. Yes, archive.org, fantastic resource. One of the people I've followed on various social medias over various times is Jason Scott. And Jason Scott is a world-renowned archivist and kind of a dick. But he does good work for the Internet Archive. If you haven't heard of him, he also did a BBS documentary. I think it's literally called, like, the BBS documentary. And ran this website called textfiles.net for, well, he still does. If you ever have a chance to hear one of his talks, I'd recommend going and seeing it. They're quite good. He has a lot of good internet information from back in the day. And one of his stories about how he got sued for a ridiculous amount of money is really good, too. But basically, the man was born to hoard data. And I'm glad it's been put into a productive direction for him. Because that's what the textfiles.com thing was, is on old BBSs, you would often have to upload stuff to download stuff. That's just the ratio is what they call, or a ratio is what they called it. BitTorrent used a similar system, obviously. FTPs were definitely all about the ratio. But that's a different story, too. And so people would write text files, or other things they could upload, little ASCII art and the like. Back in the day when you were so bandwidth constrained, there was no chance that you were going to be able to upload something bigger. That didn't work the way I expected it to. But yeah, he preserved a bunch of those, and an awful lot of them are either kind of hilarious, some of them are mildly felonious, which is one of the reasons. Dang it, thought he was gonna jump. One of the reasons that there's been trouble over the years, but most of the information in there that is useful for committing crimes is basically completely and uselessly out of date. Stuff like how certain combo locks are exploitable, but, you know, the thing about locks is mostly keep honest people honest. Something, 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 the lock-picking lawyer. Yeah, also of interest, and there's like some guides on dumpster diving for docks, and like that hasn't been relevant for a long time. Say what you will, at least some parts of the world have modernized and moved on to actually not printing data and leaving it where people can find it. So, the more you know. I really have nothing else to say about this level because I'm just getting wrecked anyway. Oh, nuts. Okay, one. It happens. Oh, what else? What else? Oh yeah, I did mention that I found it this way, but they recently-ish, like last, probably 5 or 6 years, implemented a full-text search on all of the documents they have uploaded, which is how I even found the URL, because the Russian games magazine had gotten indexed. I also used this to find a specific drink recipe. PC Gamer, the magazine, way back in the day, used to have this mascot, the Coconut Monkey, and he had this game that he was working on, allegedly, called Gravy Train, which it was never coming out. It was just like a joke about vaporware. But they also had an official drink, the Coconut Monkey. And I was, you know, since I'm now far beyond the age I was when I first read PC Gamer, old enough to drink, I was like, you know what, it'd be kind of cool to actually get one of those one of these days. And then I went and read it, and I'm like, oh, that's way less interesting than I thought. It's basically a Long Island iced tea with coconut milk in it. It's not as interesting as I had hoped. Not that I really blame them, like, Coconut Monkey already was kind of a silly gag. You wouldn't expect them to put a lot of work into the, like, drink as a gag either. But one of these days I'm going to make one. Just because, well, you have to at some point. Dang it. But yeah, I'm just not enthused enough to actually go buy bottles of a bunch of stuff that I don't actually want. At least want enough of. Maybe I'll go to a fancy bar at some point, and a bar that's fancy enough to have that stuff and not fancy enough to say, no, we're not making you that garbage. There we go. 8. These... No! You know, I probably should have given up after the third time he juked me. But yeah, the full text search thing is really cool. That's really the point of that. Is if you're looking for, like, some interesting things or seeing how, like, a specific game was being advertised or, like, discussed back in the day, it's a very good resource. They have a surprising number of PC gamers and other periodicals on there from back in the day. Hope I get through more than one level. Don't think I would choose this one if I had to choose one. Still, this definitely is not by any means the worst. I just don't love bullet spawners. Or bloopers. There we go. Now we wait. Dang it. Do they jump randomly? I thought it was on a timer. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I can just jump over the piranha plant. No, now I can't. What's worse is this throws off all the other bullets that I like using. So I'm pretty sure it's the major source of RNG in this level. Or pulling the RNG. Yeah, nope, definitely do not have access. Oh, well, don't the dust ones also do that? Yeah. So you get past that first blooper. Like, once you have a strat, it's better to stick with the strat, even if there is sometimes a better strat. No. What else? What else? What else? See, if that had only been a one thrower, it would have worked out. Anyway. Need to figure out what, if any, Christmas games I can find of interest. I've played an awful lot of them that the Windows 98 machine can do. The only one that I haven't done recently is Jazz Jackrabbit 1. Because it does something, it works in some sort of weird mode. Some sort of weird VGA mode, and my capture card really hates it and can never stabilize it. Why do I assume it will stay in the same place? So it just kind of looks like a big mess if I try to capture it that way. I could try to capture it through the S-Video port on there, but the S-Video port kind of looks like mud. The, you know, combination of a higher resolution than really that particular thing expects, and the fact that S-Video just kind of bleeds red. Of course, last time I tried this is before I got the powered splitter, so maybe it'd be marginally better. I don't know. I was using an unpowered splitter for a very long time until Fiskbit was like, this will destroy your Super Nintendo in time. I'm like, oh, fine. I actually bought two, one of which turned out to be complete crap. Surprisingly, the more modern one was the worst one. The one I'm currently using came from Radio Shack, which had been long closed by the time I purchased it. But it might improve the situation, because again, it's going to be at least taking the signal and not forcing one of the other ends to really deal with the voltage sag. Current sag, power sag, why not? But I haven't really had a need to do that, because I got a VGA capture device. Why would I ever go back? And really, Jazz Jackrabbit, Holiday Hair is the only good argument. And honestly, Holiday Hair is a really good little game. It was a very common practice in the shareware universe for a period of time in the late, I'd say mid-90s, early 90s, to make a holiday version of your little shareware game. Just to basically be like a 2 or 3 level pack. With some exceptions. I think Christmas Lemmings actually, one of them has like 20 levels or something. And for Lemmings, that's no slouch. What's up, Blueberry Bunny? How you doing? I need to remember to spin jump if I'm going to do that. I don't know if you were here last time, but we're playing the really long 10 lives, 5 levels gauntlet. But I picked newbie mode. I don't regret this choice. All in all, oh, thank you for the follow. It disappeared. Let's do that again. Thank you for the follow. There's no layer 3 in this, so I guess it doesn't work. But thank you for the follow. You were there? Yeah, I played this first because I thought that bullet bill just saved my butt. I thought that if I was going to play this, I want to come in with a fresh mind, fresh hands, just a fresh approach. Eat fresh. And maybe that would make me like the gimmick a bit more, and the answer is no, it hasn't. So, I turned on newbie mode and I don't regret it. Well, we'll take a look at the other levels in, like, Lunar Magic, which won't show everything because, like, in order for it to show everything, I'd need, like, the JSON files to show the custom sprites and whatnot. But we can make some guesses. Because, unfortunately, Level Maker decided not to allow us to like, look at the different levels unless you beat it in legit mode. And as it turns out, legit mode doesn't... Well, I can't lives cheat my way through legit mode. I could turn on Always Cape and, like, Always Star, but, like, God. My guess is that I'd run into some problems some point with those two. I'm way behind my RNG cycle now. But yeah, I already have to, like, put in more effort for this one than I generally would want to. For a myriad of reasons. Myrid, whatever. Be okay with it? Master mode, they did say a time waster. Use save states? Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is you can use save states, but it does really defeat the spirit of the game. And I guess I really haven't talked about MemoB much, because MemoB is the most direct comparison I can really make to this experience, where, like, it's a gauntlet level, but it's taken away all the tools you would use to beat a gauntlet level, typically. Memorization, rote, all of that stuff. Because of the randomness, and you only get 10 lives. And, like, if this was its own thing and I was moderating it, I'd probably be willing to do the work to beat it legitimately, and then figure out how the hell I would actually play the other levels, because you need to see the other levels for moderation purposes. But this is a contest level. So, it's just a lot. And I don't... So far, I would say most of the levels have not... Most of the sections have not wowed me. There was one I really liked. There was a Piranha Plant section I really enjoyed. Like, it required some thinking about how you were going to move and other stuff, and very little RNG bullshit. But yeah, the room selection is coins only, and there's like a way to do that, but you have to beat it legit first. And in theory, I could plug in the save state card or do whatever to do it. I just don't want to. We'll look in Lunar Magic after the fact and poke around for a minute, and I'll call that due diligence. Because again, I think what we're coming up on, as a combined total of the day before last stream and this has been 2 hours of this level. And I'm gonna be honest, I'd have to have liked the concept legitimately a lot more to really want to put in more effort and do it legit. Oh yeah, that was it. I can jump on the... Wait, can I just... YOLO. No. I still haven't seen the Dragon Coin yet. That's how far I've gotten into this one. Well, oh, I guess I actually liked the Bomb Urchin level. The one that was right before this. I liked that one. That was the other thing that I could think of that I'd be like, yeah, I liked that. But otherwise, an awful lot of these just feel like levels. Like, I just feel like if this whole thing had been released as a hack, it just would have been a better use of time. And don't get me wrong, sometimes levels graduate from contests and become full-fledged things on their own. Key example would be something like Hawaluta's, what was that one called? Oh god, whatever that one was called. That didn't help, that's a ringing endorsement. Hawaluta's level that I can't remember what it was called for QLDC. I don't know why I try that. It'll come to me eventually. But it was basically, you know, 5-ish long sections, each with their own, like, gimmick. And it was basically just, like, all of the judges decreed it to be just a bit too much. Myth of Mana, thank you. And, like, I could totally see this just evolving into a hack, and that would be cool. I don't like bloopers and how they move. I kind of wonder if maybe I should try to hold on to that shell and use it on a later thing, because that Hammer Bro is not really giving me much trouble with the way I've decided to do that section for the most part. Oh, that was too late. Way too late. It's probably the first one I do chapters for. So far I haven't felt the need to do chapters for any of the VODs. For this one, it's going to have, like, the grindy part, and then Pat giving up, at least. That's my least favorite thing to do in this game, is spin jump on a Piranha Plant such that you die when you land. Yeah, but in other news, I went and got Who Stole Hanukkah finished up as a VOD thing. So that'll go out on the last day of Hanukkah, because that feels like the right thing to do. And also because I think it's funny. I even made a little... Even made my own thumbnail using resources from inside the game itself. I went and extracted them. I forgot how easy it is to extract director resources. I did it a little while ago to poke around inside the Lost Island of Atlanta. Ah, dang it. But then I haven't done it since. But it's not terribly difficult. I've been thinking about, like, writing something to automate it, and then, like, just, I don't know, grab most of the Macromedia Director stuff off of that thumb drive, or re-download it because it's not that much data, and then, like, just have fun with the random images that get pulled out. The only problem is the tool that I've found that does this is a UI tool, and I don't know if I can automate it. Like, I don't really want to click through, and I don't really want to write, like, the Python equivalent of an auto hotkey script. Because those exist. I've done automating stuff in Python. Probably the most silly one I ever wrote was one to buy gifts to do the gacha game for me in the Danganronpa games. Hooked up Cheat Engine to give me infinite money, and then set up an auto clicker to click through to get me like the 100% stuff, or really just the items you need to give people to, dang it, get the bonus scenes. Because I think in 3, there's a thing where you need to get, I think there's also an achievement for like getting all of the stuff, but what you're supposed to do is like go beat up walls or whatever, or play the extra bonus board game thing, which I've never done. Probably will play the, whatever the version they're calling, like the weird What If 2 one when it comes out. Okay, that's one problem down. That would have been stupid and I got hit by that. But yeah, not sure yet. We'll see. There's a lot of we'll see things. I also had an idea the other day to make the NES thing a little more robust, and I want to play around with it and see if it'll work. Because previously what I was doing when I was doing the sequence number thing is the sequence number thing kind of worked, and at least if it prevents it from crashing, I can do stuff and then maybe fix the interface. Well, basically, worst comes to worst, I can reset the console, which will reset the interface. But at least if it fails in specific spots, it may not break entirely, and that's kind of the goal, is to not crash the game. If I can get away with not crashing the game, if the reward doesn't go through, I can live with that. But I want it to not crash the game. And Snyder mentioned something when I was out with him on Monday that sounded like a good idea that I could use for that. He'd been watching the Creve videos about making unbreakable locks in Mario Maker. There we go. Ah, okay. No! Surprised the game like Danganronpa doesn't have anti-cheat or something. Maybe it's just you, we haven't played it, you've seen bits of it, knowing it's the nature of the game itself. Infinite money glitch. I mean, I was using Cheat Engine. Cheat Engine makes it really easy. All you do is like freeze a memory address. It would surprise me to even bother with any sort of cheat protection on what is effectively a visual novel. Like, that's not a good use of their time to like do the basic like debugger checks and things. Oh, come on. There's a few like anti-cheat things you could do that like prevent the casual cheater, and probably would have at least prevented me there from doing that had they done it. Like, quite literally, one of them is you can ask the OS, am I being debugged? And the OS will give you an answer. Of course, you can tell it you're not being debugged because you've already injected code into their process, so it's not a very effective one, but it's, you know, one of those like first line, well, it costs us basically nothing to ask the user's computer, hey, is he cheating? And because of that, blooper, there we go. Oh man, I missed my timing on that. 2, 3, 4. I should just jump for it. I should just run through that. Trying to time going underneath if I don't catch the first spawn is a waste of my time. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. How many lives I've lost in this level? That's one thing I will publish when I do my notes, is how many times I've died in any given level. because I have that data and it's not hard for me to pull it. I've written that like code like twice or something. One of the reasons the wrap thing works, I should probably shill the wrap thing again since I wrote it. Basically, if you've ever visited chat, I have stats on stuff you've probably done in chat, which could be cool. If you look in the title of the stream, you can find the URL for that. I hate this blooper so much. I guess also, even if they did, like, do the anti-debug thing, hell no, that probably wouldn't work then. You did see yours? Oh, nice! Yeah, it was one of those, like, I have the data, I may as well do this kind of thing. And I thought it was cute. Also, fun fact, I ask for the least amount of permissions that Twitch will actually give me when it comes to getting user data. The default one, at least with the library I'm using, asks for people's email addresses. I didn't feel comfortable wanting to store those, like, just why? So, saved as an archive server in Discord, we keep cool things. Oh, nice! I assume you saw that there were multiple years worth there. Like, it goes back as many years as you've been in chat. If, in theory, someone has skipped a year somehow by, like, I don't know, being in Tibet or something, it does know that and doesn't, like, stop. It just like, oh yeah, no, they just weren't here. I'm stealing your data. It's true. I've stolen your user ID. That's literally all I get. User ID and an access token with no grants on Twitch. How you doing, Fries? Like, only reason I use Twitch for auth is because it's kind of easy and it makes sense. And I don't have to do anything with your data. Give you back your token? Sure. What's your mailing address? I'm pretty sure by GDPR I'm only required to reply by mail. Okay. Testing a theory. Nope, of course not. That'd be too easy. Ah. Oh yeah, I won't store your postal address for more than 20 days, so don't worry about that. Ugh. Also, I don't technically have to do that because I don't have to deal with GDPR regulations for a number of reasons. One being, I don't care. Two, I'm fairly certain as long as the data I'm storing is relevant to my actual stuff, I don't have to delete it. And it's your user ID. It's relevant as a primary key. GDPR, I distinctly, as an American, I distinctly disagree. I think it's caused a lot more trouble than it's worth. It is, however, great for extracting rent from American companies. It's really good for that. Oop. More like blooper. There we go. Well, that wasn't good. Got the type sprite. Yeah, of course. It was like, there's data here. And whenever I come up with another thing to put in there, I can just update the script, and it should more or less work. And then I can reprocess old years. So there'll be more data in there. The format's actually pretty simple. I scan across the entire table a few times because I'm lazy. That's one of the reasons why the first time around I did this, I didn't actually finish it. Like, I was like, oh, I need to make this good and smart and well-coded. I'm like, no, this time, no. Also, I got sidetracked with a different project that I should have finished and actually probably will put a little bit of time into in the near future to correlate my VODs file names to something else that was important to me, and I forget what it was. But basically, what's up, Drew? How you doing? Oh, and thank you for the follow. Normally there'd be something in there, but this level uses layer 3, which is now gone until I die. Here's my head at. But yeah, basically I wanted to be able to say, like, for this specific thing, tell me all of the local VODs that have it. I wanted to have something that does that, and I hadn't finished making it. 2 days left till vacation, cruising on fumes. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people getting close to heading out for the holidays. How's CLDC going? I've been at this one for an amortized, well, not amortized, accrued 2 hours and change, and I'm close to beating newbie mode. I don't think I would be able to beat legitimate mode unless I wanted to dedicate a ridiculous amount more time. So I'm not going to. I think there's cases where like I'd be happy to spend 3 hours on a level if I really liked the gimmick, but the gimmick here is basically we want to make it hard for you to clear the level. That's all there is to it. So the way it would have worked if I wasn't in newbie mode is I'd have 10 lives, and I would have to beat 5 of these rooms within those 10 lives. And if I lost, well, then I'd go back to the beginning, and it would pick 5 new rooms. Well, 5 different, well, not necessarily different, 5 more random rooms. And start again. As you can tell, I've been here for a bit. The idea of getting this room and then having to try to finish it, it would be painful. I've liked at least a couple of the rooms I've seen. I hate you, Blooper. I really, truly do. And just in time to spawn the other Blooper. You bastard! There we go. Okay. One hammer. Oh no! Oh, you lousy spawn. There's a master mode, do 5 with 1 life. Yep. Kaizo RNG castle, but boring. I mean, it's more like a very hard castle. But yeah, pretty much the same kind of concept. Though I think most of the time, like, people have done this, if they're doing, like, the RNG castle, they do it cooler. Like, I liked, Maddie's implementation in one of the Sonic Saves the World series or whatever. And there was a... I want to say there was a... What was that? Got my brain. Oh yeah, no, that was Margot. That makes sense, actually. There was a similar level in Round Pack Races not too long ago. I think Margot made it. But it was basically, you need to do the work to get a 1-up in each of these things, and you have to beat 5 out of 7 of them. Which is how I did. I did not get a golden clear. Oh god, no. But that level was cool. It's interesting to try to figure out how to get 1-ups in different ways, really. There were a couple in there where it's like, what did you want me to do? Oh. What's up, Luis? How you doing? I can say with authority, I don't think I've played your level today. Because I've played 1 level, and it's this level, and I would be really shocked if this was your level. So I don't think it's your level. I'm allowed to guess, please don't tell me. Why do I keep trying to do that? I can just spin jump at that late series. I wonder how close I am to the end of this particular section. Because, like, I've been at this a while and I have not seen the dragon coin, which is disconcerting to me. No! Ugh. Okay, cool. Alright, now the annoying blooper. Just kidding, they're all annoying! I think I can just despawn him if I'm lucky. Yes, that is my strat for that. Seriously? Oh. Randall Nick Gray. Huh. I do not get that reference. Could have a neuron activation there. McDonald's Japan's Twitter is teasing some sort of, I don't know, collaboration. RNG. Is teaching some sort of collaboration that looks like it might either be Earthbound related, doubtful, or Undertale related. Based upon the text boxes, at least. Which is ridiculous, really. McDonald's Japan gets all the best stuff. Okay. Now we wait. Now the blooper. It was there, I had to do it. Toho Japan has Toho. McDonald's has Toho and Curious George? Yeah. No, they had like Marissa Stole the Precious Burger and Curious George stuff. As well as doing Chirino's Perfect Meat Pie. Beef Stew Pie, which was pretty funny. And they actually got IOSys to do this. Like, I even went and checked their website, like, oh yeah, no, we made that. Which I think's absolutely hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, no, we have these people, they don't do too many Flash animations these days. But, you know, we'll come out of retirement if McDonald's wants us to do one. They also apparently, this was one I didn't realize, is that one of the animations I saw on their YouTube was actually an OP for a documentary series. Which makes me want to find the documentary series now. Which was, as you might be able to guess, about otaku people doing otaku things. IOSys, what else do you expect? Okay. Oh yeah, they also got, like, Miku to do, like, their fry shaking thing. Like, apparently you get to buy, like, extra powder that you can throw into a bag of fries and shake, and then you now have saltier fries. I don't really know. Why'd I go for the jump on him? I could have just jumped over him. Oh, boy. It's a good thing I started early. With the Grinch meal? Is that did they do that here too? Yeah, I know they had like a Miku like shake thing, I'm pretty sure. Not like a milkshake, but like bag shaking thing. That's what it was? Alright, yeah, then the same basic concept. But probably not green. It's kind of like having green ketchup. I don't want my french fries green. Like, green potatoes are supposed to be bad for you or something, right? There we go. I really wish there was more than one shell in this level. I started this section. I think it would be the longest one. But I'm not resetting now. Anyway. Only difference in Grinch meal, you have a small bag of seasoning, put the fries in a container, bag or Happy Meal box, the seasoning, shake it. That sounds exactly the same. It would not surprise me if it's the same basic precept and flavors and things like that. Like, let's say, McDonald's doesn't just do R&D for specific areas. I guess they probably do R&D for specific areas, right? Like, McDonald's India probably doesn't sell that many regular old hamburgers. And they certainly don't have the McRib in Dubai. But they probably have to come up with other fancier, or other things to fill out the menu. I still haven't had a McRib. I should probably check the McRib locator and see if I could theoretically get one. I guess the only thing I could see myself eating at McDonald's, really, like, I just don't really love it. But to be fair, there is an argument for eating McDonald's, and that is, if you don't want to get sick somewhere where you're liable to get sick, eating nothing but McDonald's chicken nuggets is at least what Michael Phelps does when he goes and, like, has to swim someplace where you can't drink the water. McRib locator? Yeah, there's a website. People post McRib sightings, and that's how you can check to see if there's something around there. Because not every location is participating in that kind of thing. People like the McRib. No! Oh. They do it. It comes and goes. My vague understanding is that the best minds have put thought to this, and it correlates very well with the price of pork bellies. Pork belly futures, somehow. Do not ask me how exactly, but they take it away and bring it back periodically. And the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure that there's a company that just makes these, because I know I ate them in school back in the day, and they were delicious. Almost died there for no good reason. I don't know why I don't go for the jump there. Instead of trying to go under him, I should just always try to go over. There's no utility to going under. Really want to get out of this purgatory. Okay. Alright. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure people who also like other, like, random fast food or... Well, this sucks. Or other temporary items have built, like, locator websites before. I think the McRib one's just one that's persistent because it comes back so often. Unlike other things people occasionally still wanted, like the... Oh, what was that? Like, Mountain Dew had, like, a Slurpee or a purplish flavor that people really liked. I want to say there was a locator website for that back in the day. Oh, come on now. Yeah, that strat works a ridiculous amount better. Let's just respawn, that's the whole situation. Because actually I did eat at McDonald's Japan. Mostly because it was raining and I needed to sit down somewhere, my back was killing me. That was what it was. I was waiting to check in for my hotel. Long story short, there's a hotel that's across the way in Akiba. That's not that far away from the train tracks. Don't go to this hotel. It's not that kind of a hotel. Would not recommend. Because usually check-in time isn't that late, and that was like 6 p.m.? Because they wanted to get all of the rests done before the stays occurred. Which, yeah, no thank you. One must be more discriminating than just price sometimes. I panicked and jumped on that, and then, oh. Go on vacation in Florida. to Orlando, there's a McDonald's. It's pretty cool. Oh, really? I always liked, like, when they did unique architecture or whatever for a given franchise in different places. Like, I don't know if it's still the case, but there used to be, like, a really fancy Denny's in, like, Times Square where you could get mimosas and whatnot. That amused me. Back in the day, at least. Wide food options, and even have an arcade. 2-story McDonald's. Oh, that's cool. How you doing, Rubcoon? Yeah, I like that. 2 floors. Yeah. The McDonald's I went to in Japan also had 2 floors, because buildings are partitioned wackily in Tokyo. Pretty frequently. This was in Akiba, and it was a McDonald's. It sure was a McDonald's. I wish I had more to say about it, but, like, yeah, I sat down, ate like a cheeseburger. I just chilled for a bit because my back was killing me. It wasn't smart the way I played it. That's the thing I can say. There are things I would do differently next time I go to Japan. There's some things I will do the same, but some things I'll do very differently. Easy one, if I can. So both times I've gone, I've flown into Narita and gotten a cheap hotel near the airport. Like, these airport hotels are like $40 a night, and they're not bad. Like, they're clean. Sometimes you can tell that the room you have used to be a smoking room, because all rooms used to be smoking rooms. But it's not bad. But then you need to get into Tokyo directly, and there's a couple different ways you can do that. There's like a direct one if you want to go more down. Well, they both kind of go to Tokyo. It's not that hard. But there's multiple ways to do it. And basically, I think that if I'm awake enough at the end of my flight, I probably should just... That was cool. Head into Tokyo instead of hanging out in Narita. Because it's about an extra 45 minutes to an hour to get into Tokyo after that. It's not bad, but, like, getting it done the day before gives you a little more time. Especially in the morning. Cake, pizza, small ice cream shop instead of having to rely on their locally ice cream machines. Oh, nice. McDonald's cake. I wonder what that would be like. McCake. What did I do that? Once wised a random number generator between this and that. The number you got was that particular number. Chance for 8 million. That's your one story. I like it. How you doing, Yanner Zelda VTech? Good old Shinkansen. Remember drunkenly trying to buy a ticket when you were in the land of Narita? I mean, I don't even think that's like a standard Shinkansen either. It runs on a different system from what I recall. Because, like, one of the reasons the first time I stayed closer was because I got a JRail pass that started the next day, and I thought that the train from Narita was included in the JRail pass. It's not. But the guy running the train was accepting enough of my confused foreigner story and didn't bother me. He basically called me an idiot and moved along. Which is fair, I was an idiot. The way back, however, I bought a ticket. So, wow. You know what? I can get past that without burning the shell. Let's try something different. Okay, maybe I can't because I didn't wait that cycle. If I wait the cycle, I get the bullet bill that lets me dodge that. Okay. But yeah, those machines can be complicated even if one is sober. There was one trip I consistently had problems with because it was an intra-transfer. So, like, I was dealing with a machine on the inside part of a station. And somehow this messes things up and makes your ticket prices weird. I never figured out why. I always had to go and get it fixed. Check Lunar Magic for Dev Stars yet? No. That's happening after this. Anyway, I've been boning up on my letters and things, trying to get better at reading Japanese. A while ago, I purchased like a learning guide that I never followed through with despite buying the book. And the book in this case is just the first volume of Yotsuba. So, figure it's time to at least put more effort into it. Yeah, it's a normal expression. It's different. It runs on a different set. Just like all of the subways run... Well, all of the subways now run on Suica. They did not when I was there in, like, 2009, 2010. And the Suica card system is a godsend. What sucks the most, really, is that, like, what you really want to use... Why did I do that? What you really want to use is PayPay, or one of the other QR-based systems, because, like, there are places that'll take cash or PayPay. And as an American, I don't think I can actually get PayPay to work unless I get a Japanese phone number, or possibly a Japanese bank. People from, like, Singapore can, because their banks have collaborated with JSoft Bank or whatever it is to make it work. But there's no way to make this work in America, which sucks. Though, there's some good arguments for, like, getting a Japanese cell phone number while you're there. I'm not repeating that just in case it's a these balls joke somehow. Actually, I had a good one you missed. During the level that was full of balls. Data rates? Not the data rates per se, but the ability to sign up for some specific Japanese websites in advance. So, what I learned really was you could go around to all sorts of different melon books trying to find something you were looking for, or some category of thing you're looking for, or you can go to their website and tell them you just want to get these things and pick them up in Akiba, and they'll just let you do that. But you need a Japanese phone number to sign up. And I looked into getting a Japanese phone number. The key thing is you need a Japanese phone number that can text. I can acquire Japanese phone numbers from Twilio that can call people at local rates. I can acquire phone numbers from Twilio that can send faxes. I cannot acquire numbers from Twilio that can send and receive texts, which is unfortunate. So basically, I would just have to, like, eat it, and I'm not really sure how that would work well. And then it comes into all the problems of, like, if I'm not am I okay losing the number? And that is always a good question, especially, like, if it's tied to you. So I'd, like, need to close the accounts first. I don't know. One of those, there's enough messiness here that I'm just not sure what I would do next time. I knew a friend, in theory, I could get him to, like, sign up for the Melon Books thing, but also that'd just be a bit weird. So, I will have to think about how to do this best. And, come on, Blooper! I thought I would land on him. That's a PB, unfortunately. It's not a very good one. I spawned him wrong. Oh. Nope. Anyway. Yeah, Comic Cat, what, 109 I think is happening in like a week. So if I were to go to Japan in winter, I wouldn't want to miss that. But right now I'm kind of looking at summer. I've got enough obligations of various things that would make it kind of intractable to drop everything and go to Japan right now. once I know those dates. And right now I'm doing contracting, so it doesn't matter too much where I am, as long as I can put in some billable hours. But that might be changing. Someone I'm contracting with is interested in bringing me on and is offering things such as insurance, which would be nice, I guess. Come on, give me a bullet. No! You went to Japan, you want to see the Gate Tower building? I'm familiar with this building. I'm not familiar with a lot of buildings. It's in Osaka. Oh, it's that build. Oh, it's the one that goes through. Oh yeah, that's cool. It's the one that has a freeway running through it. Yeah, I could see going and wanting to see that. Did go to Osaka, just didn't do that. Bunny Island, yeah. My little bro really wanted to go to the Bunny Island, too. Maybe one day he'll get there. Probably not anytime soon since he's got a kid now, but you know. This level's tedious. And I've done myself no favors. Great local food places? Oh yeah, no. It's one of the best things, like, about Japan in general is it's pretty hard to mess up getting good food. Though I did once, in a kind of hilarious way. I went to Kyoto. Not Kyoto. Is that Kyoto? Yeah, it was Kyoto. Wanted to try okonomiyaki. But I ordered it by pointing at the screen, and what I thought was maybe chicken or something, I ended up getting sea slug. And honestly, I've got a pretty strong stomach, but I had to leave before I Ralphed. The thing is, you don't want to Ralph at an okonomiyaki place, because an awful lot of them, they like put it on oh god, oh, the bullet's gone. They kind of cook it in front of you, and it's on a hot, like, surface. And you really don't want to throw up on the hot surface. That's just a bad time for everyone involved. Yeah, no, I managed to pay my bill and leave before I had to evacuate my stomach. Only polite. But yeah, no, lots of good places, and it's, like I said, really easy, and there's a ton of, like, small spots. I don't think I had a bad meal the whole time I was there. No, wait, actually, I take it back. There's one thing I advise anybody. If you are in a hotel, don't ever bother getting the breakfast stuff. It's always overpriced. It's always mediocre. And frankly speaking, you could just walk over to Family Mart and get something way better and cheaper. When we were at Disney, we considered doing the breakfast thing, and we're like, that's the price per head? No, thank you. Okay, I want the shell. Can't tell what's really up ahead. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's not a semi-solid. Yes, those would all be frowned upon. So formally, I'm certain that's not the case. But yeah, no, don't pay for the hotel thing unless you're staying in the middle of nowhere, in which case, well, then do it because you might not have a better choice. But like basically, if you have a Family Mart or Lawson or 7-Eleven nearby, just get yourself like some bread or some onigiri or something else that's tasty, and it costs like a couple bucks at most. It's so much cheaper. Did I try the fermented? I did not try natto. Yeah, I didn't try the natto. I didn't really have an opportunity to do so, I guess. but at the same time, no. There's literally nothing about natto that sounds appealing. So... like, zero. I know it's like one of those meme things. You gotta try natto because it's just gross. And I think even like Japanese people say it's a very acquired taste. Like, it's not something most people... well, some people in Japan really like it. Apparently it's really good for you, but I don't know. Fermented herring? Yeesh. Yeah. Here goes my shell. I knew it before I started the jump that I shouldn't have finished that jump. Oh, there's more than one type of fermented herring? One of those foods you can mix with other foods? I don't think so. I think in general people just eat natto. I don't know. I mean, there's value in trying local delicacies. But then there are some things where it's like, you know, we invented refrigerators, so we don't have to eat this anymore. I don't know why I keep trying that. I've been here so long now. Oops. I didn't get either of the things I wanted out of that. Slang for Swedish people who visit Thailand. I'm gonna guess there's an implication there. Beyond simply being interested in pagodas, or Buddhists, or chess. What else is Thailand known for? Food, obviously. Or the obvious stuff. A song by someone who's a Swedish rapper, huh? Yeah, I learned that there are Swedish rappers. Oop, okay. Right. Oh no! No clue what I'm talking about in Thailand. Oh yeah, no, they got all kickboxing. Lots of stuff in Thailand. So many things in Thailand. No, the chess thing is from One Night in Bangkok, which is from the musical Chess, which is was covered by Murray Head in the 80s, and is the only reason I know that song. Allegedly, there are better songs in chess. I don't know them. I have my doubts. Old German men in Thailand. Interesting. Not sure I'm improving my chances. Honestly, if I could bring the shell the whole way... It's just making me hungry talking about Thai food now. Been eating soup for a week. I made a lot of soup because I had some milk that was going to go bad. So I figured I should use most of it. I've been eating cheesy potato soup for like the last week. I think if I'm going to do this, like, make a lot of food thing, I need to make more than one food. Because it is starting to drive me slightly batty. Never quite understood how the meal prep people do it. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm just going to make and eat the same food for like a month. Gotta change food. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm going to finish the soup, but it's a near thing. Oh, I was hoping I'd land on that. I got greedy. A month? Meal prep like a day in advance for a week. Like, you have those, like, extreme preppers who, like, do that kind of thing, you know? Extreme prepping. I don't know. I'm exaggerating a little bit, because, you know, that's what you do. You exaggerate. well, I took care of one of the major problems, and I didn't lose my... Ah. If you told me this was the room that was going to take the most time, I don't know if I would have believed you. That was complete bullshit. Okay. This is a with shell PB. Cleared out at least one other obstacle with that, which is nice. Like the Extreme Makeover show? I guess? I don't know. Oh. My finger slipped. Extreme couponing still a thing? I believe so. Like, I think I've seen some clips of people doing it recently-ish, but, like, it's one of those, frankly, ridiculous kinds of things. There's a bit in one of Dave Barry's book about a couponer like that. Was mostly complaining about people who have lots of coupons but don't know what they're actually purchasing, and stores that have weird deals that only apply to specific variants of specific things in regards to toothpaste. But it was Dave Barry, so you know what you're getting, more or less. Actually, fun book. Insane City, I believe it is. Dude goes to Miami for his wedding / bachelor party, and things go awry because, of course, they do. Yeah, that's good enough. I could afford to drop the shell there instead. No! Buy 200 toothpastes. The price of 3 was 75. Yeah, something like that. Basically, in that part, there were some hired goons who were in the process of doing their gooning stuff, which involved this baby. This is keeps sounding worse and worse the more I talk. Basically, they were kidnapping this small family that had some immigration issues that were in the way of the wedding. And in the process, there's a baby, and the baby, well, did what it does, filled the diaper. And they're like, we cannot stand the smell anymore, and so he tries to go into the store and buy some Huggies. He was eventually successful by basically just throwing a $100 bill at the clerk. And then he was told that those words were buy one, get one free, to which the middle finger was applied. Gooning. I mean, gooning has like 3 definitions. The marginally pornographic one. Being a hired goon is in, like, I work for Montgomery Burns, and I'm a strong man whose job is to convince people of things. Like, you should give him money or leave him alone. And then, finally, there's the Australian term, which has to do with boxed wine. For reasons beyond my kin, boxed wine in Australia is known as goon, which leads to the somewhat hilarious drinking game Wheel of Goon, where you attach a bag of the boxed wine to a drying apparatus. I decide how I want to do this. That was not how I wanted to do that. Well, at least I got all the dragon coins. I wonder if that would have given me an extra... Oh, for Pete's sake. Yes, Goon of Fortune. But yeah, it's funny to watch. I've never played it, but it looks funny. I also learned that there was another game, that another Australian drinking game when I was at PAX Unplugged. They had this game where, like, you identify things. It's kind of a little like spy type game. but it's for kids, and they had a Lord of the Rings version, and someone informed us that that particular game is also a drinking game in Australia somehow. But really, you can make anything into a drinking game if you're imaginative enough and have enough alcohol on hand. Anyway, I've got a good argument for trying to keep at least one of the shells around now. He said as he threw away one of the shells. I do feel like I'm being trolled a little bit here. Anyway, I learned about the term goon because it came up in one of the Underdogs videos. They were doing like a copying other YouTube channels thing at the time. And one of the things they did was like poor stay versus rich stay, like $100 steak versus $2 steak kind of thing. And they both went on a sort of like staycation to Perth because they all live in Perth. And one group got, I want to say, $100, and the other group got a lot more. So one's taking the bus and staying in a hostel. Oh, come on. The problem with drinking is drink between turns. Fair. What the last 4 rooms were? This is hard. I had a Piranha plant room that I really liked. I think that was the second room. I had an underwater one where they were exploding urchins. I liked that room. I had a Phanto room that was Mario 2 themed, like upside with a bunch of Panzers. That was the first room. And I am blanking on the one I'm missing. None of those took me as long as this one is taking me. No, you didn't miss much. This has been the bulk of it. I feel like I've been here for about an hour now, unfortunately. I think I've done more than due diligence on this one. I got lucky there. I got lucky there too. Okay. Just want to do that to get him set up. Alright, well that's fine. I can recover that shell. This shell. I have an idea. I can respawn that sucker and still have a shell. Now, we have to do this. Please? Just gonna calmly walk. You have cleared 5 rooms and beaten the level. Unfortunately, I cannot praise you due to your noobiness. Goodbye. You know, honestly, whatever, man. Whatever. Like, don't do this in the future, please. I can tell you that right now. Credits. Like, I wouldn't have finished it legitimately. Just gonna tell you that right now. I would have turned on some cheats. Kevin, LX5, World Peace, Arsu, Yoshi Fanatic did some scratches and graphics whereby Mr. Bean, and Mario Fan Gamer, and E-Man, and music. Oh, and Daizo's in, of course. Music by Carol, and Dippy, and Ultima, and Slashman, and blocks by a lot of people like Sonicu, and Night of Time, and Mario Fan Gamer, and Hammer Brothers, and West Slasher. And Yoshi Cookie Zeus made some sprites, and Carol did too, and so did Isakoro, and Tattletale, and Medic. Inspired by Super Mario BX 2 Beta, Mario Challenge, really neat gimmicks, Shocked I'm Not, Mario vs. Doors. The 8th Chocolate Level Design Contest. Don't game over. Yep. Munchers, that is really the way to finish this, isn't it? Ah. Had some job interviews with Indian applicants. All of them had some performed due diligence with X, Y, and Z on their resume, which does not make sense as a software developer. It's an odd thing to say, because due diligence is really like a legal concept more so. Anyway. Let's do the other thing. Give me a second. Hopefully I have this more or less set up correctly, though I might need to do something. What's up, Groovy Gadget? How are you? I need this. Keyboard. There we go. It's a little bit stuck, and I don't want to pull on it in case it's stuck to something important. All right, let's see. Where was I doing this? Was it in Firefox? There we go. And turn this visible so we get music. There we go. All right, let's take a look in Lunar Magic. This is the level we played. And because there's no, like, entrance or exit stuff, we're just going to page up and hope things work out. So clearly these are the other exits. This would probably be, like, the normal one or master. Yeah, we have normal, noob, and master in some order. Here's the credits. Here's the Switch Palace. Keep paging up till we find something different. Okay, so levels we didn't play. This one. This one looks more pleasant than some of the ones I beat. Can't tell what these are because we don't have the sprite stuff set up in JSON, but you know. So we got like Mario 3 styles. Jesus. Okay, 1D. And another Mario 3. Oh, this is the this is the one I beat, yeah. This is one of the longer. Are they all D rooms long? Is that really the gimmick here? I don't think I ever saw this one. Well, maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. I beat this one. This is the one I don't think I remembered. Because it wasn't terribly memorable. And it didn't take that... No, maybe I didn't do this one. I'm not sure. Oh, look. Okay. Keep going until we find the others. Okay, I didn't get a single one of these during my run. Gonna play a hack litter? Nice. But I guess this has Eries. No, that's all this has going for it. It has Eries. Floor opening right there. Yeah, okay. Again, very long, like 1E screens long. I'm not surprised this was inspired by really neat gimmicks or whatever, because like, neat gimmicks just seems to take things to a massive extreme that I don't want to be around. I did beat this one in a different instance. This one was alright. I mean, without seeing the custom sprites, it's really hard to judge what this would have been, for the most part. There's a lot of custom sprites. I like the Yoshi coin and spring combined. You'd have to get the spring, though, I guess, or maybe the Boo, I don't know. And once again, it's D rooms long. I'm noticing a pattern here. There's a... Thank goodness I didn't get this one. Hammer Bros one, a Shell Bros one in there? Ah. What's up, Simon? How you doing? I forgot to say it. Thank you for the GG's, peeps. Thank you. Again, without knowing what the custom sprites are, it's hard to judge what this would have been. Switch is kind of fun, I guess, but it's the same obstacle twice, it looks like, almost. Like, I kind of feel like this part might have been copied and pasted, even. More tests. I only ever saw one of these. I didn't play this one. This one looks okay. Yeah, Wait, never mind. That's a boss bass. This would have been awful. RNG seems to be flawed. The sequence of room is fixed after the first room is rolled. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it kind of makes sense, I guess. I'm surprised it doesn't draw from the other RNG, but I at least appreciate it. Yeah, this would have been tricky. Do all of... Yeah, this is the one I did see. I think this was the first one I rolled and was immediately terrified. Back when I thought there were only 10 rooms. D length. Yep. Boss bass. So there were an awful lot of boss bass levels. This one looks like it would have been painful. Definitely looks like it would have been painful. Yeah, and it's D screens long. I'm noticing a pattern here. Dolphins and a boss bass. Yep. Definitely noticing patterns. Jesus, this part would have been rough. Maybe there's a trick with like some sort of wacky gimmick here that I didn't see before, but since everything else is off the shelves, and it's D length. Here we go, water levels. I actually liked these more. Like, this one was actually pretty good. I didn't have a problem with this level. I liked this one. 9 screens long, maybe that's why. Didn't see this one. It looks pretty similar, but again, difficult to judge without knowing what the X's are. On a baby seed, you choked twice before getting clear of it. Oh, that is nice. Yeah, I beat it in noob mode. I have no regrets. This is the Exploding Urchins one. This one was also good. I'm gonna guess because it was shorter. Yeah. I'm noticing a pattern here. Didn't see this one. I don't think I did. I might have in last stream. 9 screens long. Okay, now we have these, the Mario 2 at night ones. I think I did play this one, and it was fine. Yeah, this one was fine. I have no complaints about this one. I don't think I saw this one, judging by the geometry. Yeah, I didn't see this. But again, hard to tell what these are, if they're all snippets and things. This is the Phanto level that I beat first. I recognize this from the layout. We're running out of time. We have to look at this quicker. Yeah, that sure was that. And then... yeah, I did see this one earlier, but I didn't get past this wall with the dragon coin, so whatever. This was a lot about, like, flying Bezos and things. And then these were all, like, hellacious. Has 2x the exploding Urchin rooms, which is probably the nice part of that. I agree. Yeah, the water ones were shorter. You played the section before with the boss pass, and you can't swim underneath, it snaps Mario a bit up in the water. Interesting. Oh, yeah, well, we'll just let him die anyway. Or wait. Haha, I'm smarter than that. Otherwise, I'd get annoying. But the map doesn't have any music, so... At least the music is so quiet. Did I... Nope, I guess not. You can't escape. He'll die when he dies. I did see this one. This one had a Phanto. And these are targeting bullet bills. This, I want to say, it was probably the most painful looking of all of the ones I did actually look at. I want to say I might have gotten over here. I don't think I did. And notice that this one is also D length, long. This is a star run. Okay, well, at least there's something fun there. Maybe. I didn't see this one. I like star runs, so, like, this could have been cool. This would have been tricky. How would you get up there? Oh. There must be some other gimmick going on beyond just the star blocks. Hit the message box. Smart. I was going to pop up a different message, but then I got distracted by looking at how it's D-length again. And then this one. I didn't see this one either. That's probably Phanto, and these are probably Seeker ones. Yeah, this just seems brutal. I don't think I would ever want to do this legitimately. Just, there's something going on here that's tricky, because, like, how would you get through this section? Because these are sprite blocker, these are sprite-only tiles. Wonder how this part works. It's not obvious or intuitive. And then another room, another Phanto room. Or maybe this was the Phanto room I got into. Yeah, this is the Phanto room I got into. I got all the way over here. Oof. Lack of start select is annoying. You pick a room, you have to beat it or reset. Yeah, I had to reset the hack a couple times. Because I got a room at the start of my noob run that I did not want to do. We still haven't even gotten the fortress set yet. Jesus. But at least I see how they've done it, which is nice. 71. So I think this was the one I liked the most, in all honesty. Like, you had to be smart about how you dealt with these things. But, like, I thought that the puzzling out how to handle this well was actually very well done. And I liked the choice of Piranha plans and stuff. The only one I didn't like was this one right here. This is a red Piranha plant of a different type, and I didn't notice. And it got me a couple times. But other than that, I liked this one most of all. Oh, God! That would have been... It's only a 2-tile gap! And there's Piranha plants at the end! This one looks horribly mean. And it's D-tile... Oh, yeah, it's D screens long! I did see this one. I didn't like it because of the little, Munchers. Oh yeah, but Linux, nice. Congrats. Got off 2 screens in that room? I'm not shocked. Like, for doing this RNG thing, having such different scales of difficulty, especially when an awful lot of it just comes down to, like, somewhat cruel difficulty. I saw this and noped out immediately. I hate these blocks. They're terrible. They never work the way you want them to. Anytime I see these jumping blocks, these wall jumping blocks, my brain immediately goes to, I'm just going to be miserable on this level. You can actually watch me be miserable with a level with these blocks in it. It's one of the oldest moderations I have on YouTube. I think it was like a tribute to Celeste, one of the levels of Celeste, and it was a getting over it thing with some weird spawning issues. And it just took forever. Linux. It's the year of Miku on the desktop. With the arrow platforms, I would believe it. You know what I'm surprised? Is that this person didn't make, like, a true gauntlet mode. Like, do all of them in a row. I would like to see that. I'd like to see someone else do that. Not me. This one, I feel like this one, if the saws, like, basically, if things weren't red, this would be a really nice room. Like, the fact that these are red and drop out quickly makes it a lot harder. The fact that the saws are red and kill you if you spin on them make it a lot harder. The fact that the thwomps are red make it a lot harder. I think my PB was seeing this. I think I died right here. And then, yeah, just more thwomps and saws, and you get to the end. Okay. I got kind of far into this one. Actually, I think I got stuck here. And I don't think I ever quite got that jump set, right? All the way over there. This one doesn't look bad, it's only A long. Maybe that one would have been good. This was the one with the bone throwers, which I'm never a fan of. If it wasn't for the chasing thwomp, this probably wouldn't be that bad, but there's a chasing thwomp, so you have to constantly do that. And the bone throwers always have that arc, which is just kind of at max height. A. Kind of wondering if there's a sign on how this is made. Yeah, there has to be some sort of gimmick here. The room with the red stuff became most consistent. I could see that, because like once you're used to it, it's one of those like learning the room would be a lot harder than doing the room because of the red stuff. There has to be a gimmick in this room that makes things weirder, could do the sprite-only platforms, but I can't see it. And then, oh, there's probably Magic Koopas. This is definitely a Magic Koopa room. You have no idea how happy I am that I'm not in the Magic Koopa room. That is what this is. These are Magic Koopas. Those weird Magic Koopas that poof when you get too close. Thank goodness I didn't draw this one on my final set. Like, all the Fortress set just seem like they're much harder. And I think that's it. I think that was all 32 of them. There's a drivable with a different arc at the door? Of course there is. Open your Win 10 laptops to find and download Chromium without your consent, and the laptop has no internet connection. That is weird. Oh, 11, yeah. They're not 11, 10. That's even weirder. And then classic Mario levels. Yeah, that's... I think we finally completed the due diligence for this. I don't think that our friend here used any of the 100s. These all look normal. And I do think we hit it. Like, I think the stride thing was the tricky bit. Does explain how the coins work. One of them affects the, like, 10s, and the other one affects the 100s. Hex 100s, or Hex 1s, and that makes it easy. Now you don't need to see this? No, I don't. Alright, let's go back to this and write some more notes, of which y'all can probably guess how I feel about this, having spent a grand total of 3 hours. I don't know why I did that. That's the wrong one. Actually, it would have worked because the video in is copied. It's weird. Okay, good. It's not doing the thing. Alright, let me put this keyboard away. Alright. Anyway, that was too much level. That's really it. Like, I think this is one of those things that it had been done in a different way, it would have been really well celebrated, but honestly, just between the brutal difficulty stuff and the gimmick, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't love levels that insult me. Like, that's just kind of a kick in the nads. I spent 3 hours on your level, and I'm volunteering my time. I don't really want to be insulted unless it's really funny. I felt the same way about one of the levels for QLDC last time, And honestly, if I hadn't been sick, I would have felt better about it. But quite literally, it's like, oh, you need your brain for this. And I'm like, I'm not sure I got 100% brain here. And the next is like, no, and don't say you don't have a brain. Self-deprecation isn't funny. And I think if I'd been well, that would have sat better with me. But then that level also drug on. Maybe it's the same person. What do I know? No, I'm not gonna say he sounds like an asshole. But, like, it's just kind of a dick move. But especially because, like, it's our time. Like, we're putting effort in. It's just not a very nice thing to do. I just don't think the setup was a nice thing to do for a contest. That's really it. But oh well. Let me write notes so that eventually I can be done.